Rated M for M-Balm. This is the M-Balm Effect, your one-stop shop for unfiltered discussions.
Ladies and gentlemen, happy Saturday, happy M-Balm Effect Day. We are here live in studio in the ROC, baby, TME studio. I'm your host, the M-Balm. With me, I have our lovely co-hosts, Austin Dash and Andrea. How are ya?
Hello.
Everybody doing okay?
What's up, peeps?
Yes, Austin is now, he now has his watcher, so.
You
he will be
hydrating over there, buddy?
hydrated.
I have to.
You hydrating? You keeping that mouth nice and wet for later?
I got to.
Yeah. Got a date? You got a date later, huh?
Ooh.
Everything good? You gonna be?
Do you really?
Is that why you're hydrating? You
Oh,
gotta
okay.
get
Yeah.
get that hydration going.
Date with a love seat?
Yes, the love seat.
No.
The love seat.
No, not that again.
All
Come
right.
on.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm not,
the
I'm
new
not,
the new
I'm not,
listeners
I
haven't
promise
heard
I'm not.
this story.
Do they?
They don't need to know
No.
that.
Are
you
story.
sure?
I'm sure.
I think we should save that for a power hour.
Oh yeah,
Jesus.
absolutely. Yeah.
When do we
no,
want to
please.
do the next power hour?
No clue.
Whenever you want to, man.
I mean,
We've just got to properly.
our favorite
Plan it.
holidays coming up. Easter. Remember we had
Oh,
that
geez.
Keister extravaganza.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's when we
yeah.
had that one wild 2-hour power.
That was.
Andrea
Was
wasn't
it
here.
2 or 3? I
Oh,
thought
dude,
it was 3.
I lost count. I don't even know how I
I think
signed
it
the
was like
show
3 or
off.
4 hours or something like that. It
I
was
literally,
crazy.
and for those of you who are
Was
brand
that the
new,
projectile vomit
so
in the living room day?
yeah, that was the.
Yes.
So if those of you who are brand new to the show, we did a power
That
hour.
was
of
the
what,
day we
2
got like tasered too.
Yeah, we got stun gunned by the guest. So let me just walk it back. So this is what 2023,
Yes.
2 years ago already.
Yes.
Yeah, we're almost coming up to our 6th year of doing this podcast, and we did this Keister extravaganza, which is still up there on YouTube and Spotify and all those wonderful things. But it's better if you watch it live, while you're listening. So you go on YouTube and look at it. But we got so drunk and blitzed. I don't even know how I signed off the show.
Oh, I think that's
Oh, yeah,
because you
that was
guys
fun.
you lost. Nobody was paying attention to the hour ending.
No, nope.
It was like it was
Not at
more
all.
We were all
like
taking a shot. Well,
it was
yeah,
like
we were all taking a shot like all at once. So
Yeah, and then like we got stun gunned. You and I, we got paid to get stun gunned live on the show. We're not the only ones who got tasered on the show. We've done all kinds of crazy stuff on the show in the last 6 years. It's hard to keep track of, but this one in particular is a memory I'll never forget because I somehow signed off the show even though I was absolutely wasted. Went upstairs. Austin and our old co-host that was with us. We went upstairs and. And I sat on the couch, and my wife was pregnant at the time, and I
Good
just
times. Good
projectile
times.
vomited all over the. I mean, it was a mess. It was a mess. It was like 9/11's ground zero after I did
Oh my
this.
god, yeah, that was so funny.
And then we're supposed to be celebrating Easter and my mom and my sister's birthdays, and I'm just
the next day.
Next day
you were
like,
hungover
You were
as
like hot
hell,
garbage.
it was
dude.
over. It was over. My life was just flashing before my eyes. And when you're over 30 years old, it just isn't fun anymore. It's not fun.
Yikes.
You go to hell when you drink like that.
Yeah, no.
Stephanie says, "Hey, what's up, Stephanie?"
Definitely feel like hell. I mean,
Bill
Jesus.
and Julie says, "Hello, friends. Hi, hello. We're
Hello.
happy that you're joining us here live in the M-Balm Effect. You know, Saturday night is the M-Balm Effect night when we go live and we dive into the best of things and the worst of things.
All the good things.
Oh, well, not every time. Not every time.
No.
Austin, I mean,
News hasn't been very good around.
Oh, yeah,
You know-
Rochester
true.
these days.
No, but
when
there's
has it ever been fucking ever good?
there is some good news. We got new shirts. We got your shirts.
Grr.
Your so
Yes, I got
Austin
mine too.
Austin, showcase that shirt for everybody. And I'm going to put the link out there right now. It's releasing right now in real time as you watch us go live. Yeah, this shirt is brand new.
I fucking love it. Dude.
Look at that. Look at that. Let's just show everybody the beautiful shirt.
Gorgeous.
And-
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Look at that.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, look at that beautiful shirt.
This is the rock man saying "you're." Yep. So you might look familiar to some of you people out there. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. It's a little play off of that.
So Austin needs to go home and take a picture, with the shirt on,
Yeah.
hands on the hips.
Yep. Hands on the hips.
Meaning business.
Get
So
that cape on, buddy. Get that cape on because you have a lot of crime to fight,
That's right.
especially in Syracuse
Damn
right now.
Damn right.
And
I will.
Farmington. Somebody had posted something on a reel that I made about Farmington. And
Oh, what's going? I missed that. I did what I could to catch up on the other one, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
so this guy, I don't know what's going on with this guy, but apparently, let me just go over this real quick. There's so much of this coming out that it's kind of like you can't get it all. But this Farmington man arrested after accused of engaging in sexual activities with a minor. Canandaigua just having all kinds of problems right now. The city of Canandaigua police said they have arrested 23-year-old man as they say he participated in sexual acts with a minor. Police said that on November 15th, 2022. Stevenson of Farmington engaged in oral sexual conduct with someone who was younger than 15 years. See, this is what's happening, though. Here's the problem. There's so much of this going on that it's not even news anymore. It's not even news. This is all just everyday shit in New York now, and it's sad. It should not be.
Well, yeah, it's like what else is new, dude?
That's what I'm saying. Like, when do we start taking accountability for these people? Like people like Kyle Sage and the other dork. It's like Patrick Goodwin or whatever the hell his name is. When do we start taking accountability and just throwing these people in prison and just locking the door one last time and never seeing the light of day ever again? Because it's just going to be an endless spiral of just nonstop just this. That's what's happening.
It's a repeating pattern.
Yeah, it's always going to be a repeating pattern. It's always going to be a repeating pattern. It sucks. It's true though. It's the facts. There has been quite a bit of people reaching out to the M-Balm Effect page and just theorizing. I know we talked about a theory last week. Somebody had sent an email, and we talked about that theory. There's another theory that I do want to talk about.
Oh yeah, I actually, you know what? I actually kind of agree with this theory. Not gonna lie, I find it fascinating, but also it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's a look. Everyone's trying to talk about what the motive was in the Sam Nordquist case. Mm-hmm. And quite honestly, it doesn't matter what the motive is. What happened shouldn't have happened.
Oh, yeah.
But it is questionable why they decided to do this. Such a horrific act to another human being. And, it does make you question why anybody would even think or dream about doing this to another human being. Bill says, oh shit, speaking of Patrick Goodwin, you just reminded me, you see he changed his appearance in jail? Did you see? No, I didn't see a change in appearance. He looked disheveled the last time we looked at him in the courthouse.
Oh, so what did he do? Get like a haircut and clean up and stuff?
What happened? Did he finally get a haircut and shave that beard off?
Well, usually it's of their interest to try to look as,
They didn't. They looked horrible.
Well, they didn't in that moment, but I'm saying, like, if after that fact they were given more opportunities.
I saw his new pic today. Oh, really? There's a new one out there? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Hey, he's got a little haircut. He actually finally did something with himself once in his life.
Is it because so that he can avoid,
because cutting your hair and shaving your beard and getting a clean cut look, it's going to totally get you off. It's going to get you off of this case. I don't know if there's is there? I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able to find it, but regardless, we've seen their ugly mugs enough. Actually, I've had enough. I don't even want to see it.
Same.
I've had enough of that. But the fact of the matter is, we do have this theory I want to run by.
Okay.
Because let's
hear it.
see if I can find it here. Here we go. It was left on a comment here. It says, I hate to be the one who says this, so my theory is that Precious was letting Patrick have sex with her 12-year-old daughter. Patrick was a level 3 sex offender. Precious knew this, so Sam found out and was tortured and beaten to keep it from getting out. Like I said, more charges are coming. Precious had no job, but had more money than she should have. Wonder why.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is. Is it possible? Sure, of course.
I mean, it could be an interwoven, like it could be a multi-tier thing because I still feel like. So, like I said, I am a person of patterns. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if there's something that's done more than once, then it's a thing. If you do it once and then, you know, sometimes it's a mistake, sometimes it's not. But if you do it multiple times, then it's a thing. So if Precious has already been known to use people for food stamps, places to stay, or you know what I mean, like,
Steal the U-Hauls. She loves U-Hauls.
all that good stuff.
It's her favorite.
I mean, she's been in trouble for you know, like, what did she do? She whatever she did that she got in trouble for abusing the system.
Yeah.
So
It's true.
to me, part of it is bringing, because did you hear her in one of our little chats in there that it was provided some clips of her talking shit, acting like she's taking care of 4 kids. There were some voice clips that she sent to somebody. I think Angel.
Oh yeah. Angel had sent this stuff in, and
Yeah. And so you look at that, and she's got this record of luring multiple people to stay with her. Why? It's got to be to collect something.
of course,
You know what I mean? She. You know what I mean? The more. Plus, you surround yourself with like-minded people, and then your crappy behavior isn't going to ever be questioned or held accountable. You know what I mean? So if you get yourself a little harem, a little Jim Jones going on,
Oh yeah.
what, you know,
Well, that's just it. Like that's
that's
the
when
whole.
things escalate.
It's the precious. This cult is such a precious cult. Such a
Yeah.
precious cult it is. Yeah, this is the same thing that happens with like Jim Jones. You know, they get the buy-in from people that follow them. I mean, look at how many people bought into her to be a part of this crime. There's 7 people in total as of right now. God knows how many more. And of course, we all know that.
And there's people, you know, backing her up.
Oh yeah, there's ton of. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it. By the way, that invite's still open, but I'm done talking about them unless they want to nut up or shut up. I'd rather them shut up because I've had enough of the threats.
Shut up.
They're gonna
Just
say
shut up,
things like,
shut up.
"Oh, we're gonna call the police. Oh, we're gonna file a lawsuit." Okay, you don't even. First of all, you don't even know how to pronounce lawsuit, let alone understand what a lawsuit takes. And by the way, I know you don't have that much money. You most definitely can't afford a lawyer. And some people that we
Can't afford dentures too.
yeah, I know they can't even afford getting their fucking teeth fixed, let alone a goddamn lawyer. So why don't you just go mosey on your way over to the void and never be heard or seen ever again? That's what we'd rather see. And yeah, it doesn't bother me if they never call in because at this point, it's the ship has sailed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're moving on and we're moving the fuck forward. There's a lot more things to talk about than to deal with some toothless wonders over in Ohio.
Yeah.
There's plenty of those, and I'm sure
Moving on up.
I'm sure there's more interesting people in Ohio to talk to than those 2
Oh, hell
clowns.
yeah. I know lots of cool people in Ohio that it would be way better to
My
talk
brother lives out there actually.
What part of Ohio?
Columbus.
Ah, nice area. Nice
Stephanie
area.
says, this man, I swear, is the same guy that said he was in the room behind them. Technically, yeah, this person did say they were a neighbor.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what the whole story is. I mean,
Yeah.
there's always more to the story. Nikki says she was using the state so much. Yeah, of course. Precious was, doing what Precious does best, and that's manipulating people and using the state to make her way into the realm of money.
Well, I don't have to be in a room with her after seeing
No.
the track record to know that those children weren't staying with her because she like loved them to death. It was more the things that she got for keeping herself in charge of them.
Yeah. Leslie says, is it true that Precious was known to also be a sex worker for money?
No clue on that. I haven't seen
I've never heard
that
of that.
one.
That's a first for me to hear. I know that there's rumors that she trafficked other people, but I don't think that.
Would then now that wouldn't surprise me if you're a person, if you're collecting a harem in
Yeah.
your you know what I mean, in your home.
Yeah.
You go to she said that they said that she was going to the open relationship, and I feel like most of those women there at that house must have been.
Oh yeah.
They all must have been
There's-
relating.
Yeah, there's something else going on
There
probably
was some
behind the
relating
scenes.
going on.
Yeah. Bill says she also made a misdemeanor for animal cruelty. Yeah, we touched upon that when Des was on the remote show that I did with her. She explained that she's well known to have abused, I guess, like a dog that she had was
Princess.
a pit bull. Yeah, so she's
That was the name of the dog.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Poor
I
dog.
can see that, especially if it's a
Poor
fucking
dog.
pit bull. Yeah.
And then she goes and abuses it, and it doesn't take a rocket
She
scientist to
had it
figure this
locked
out.
up in a shed and wasn't
Yeah.
properly giving it food and water.
No, nothing.
At all.
No, because God
So-
forbid she does anything to take care of anybody, including her
But,
fucking children.
But she must be charismatic because she's got all these. She lures people in. That's what bad people can do. That's what people like Ted Bundy did. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like I said, that's how you. Everybody, P Diddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're all the same. It's just different levels.
Jeffrey Epstein.
You just find whoever is beneath you. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that's what your goal is.
Kayla Nordquist is on with us. Hello, Kayla. Thank you for tuning in. She says Sam left Minnesota with close to $4,000 on top of getting paid direct deposit from his job. I believe Precious stole all of his money. Absolutely. I wouldn't
I'm
put it
telling you.
past her. I wouldn't put it
telling
past her. This horrible. I don't even like. You know what? I like what I call her now, Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy. Of course, I wouldn't put it past Miss Piggy.
Piggy.
Yeah, Miss Piggy. she stole all the money. Austin.
She's a glutton. She's a glutton for money. And
She's a
whatever
glutton for
else.
money, and she's now soon to be glutton for punishment because we've been roasting her ass for the last month and a half, and we're going to keep doing so as the time goes on. It does not matter to me because this pig of a human being, if you want to call her that, is just she's shown herself to be someone that doesn't deserve any type of empathy or sympathy in any way, shape, or form, unless you're some toothless wonder in Ohio. And that's fine with me because we know the truth. We know we've heard from countless people, including and not limited to people that have commented, and exes,
And they're not saying stuff for clout or
No.
any of that other crap.
no. This is 100% their testimony of what they witnessed with this woman in real time when they were dealing with her in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. I mean, look what Des, we have hours of just that interview, and you can hear exactly what Des had to say. You can hear the audio recordings that we played and we listened to in real time, and you can hear how much of a horrible human being that this Miss Piggy was. Oh, Kermie!
She couldn't even in those even in those clips that she sent that Angel shared with us.
Yeah.
She couldn't get through one clip without inserting an insult in the middle of it that had nothing to do with shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when you know somebody's clinging.
Yeah, they're really clinging hard on bullshit.
Yeah, when they just go straight to like threats and or name calling.
Yeah, big time. Clement says, I tried calling in voicemail. Try calling in again, please. 855-622-5619. I don't know why the screen did not tell me that it was calling, but you can always give us a call, 855-M-Balm-19, 855-622-5619. You can give us a call. You can discuss anything you want to. I real quick, let's just, for all the new people out there that may or may not have already done this, please go to our YouTube channel. We are very appreciative of all those who did. Go to our YouTube channel right now. That's the best way to get this show. And hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell. YouTube.com/the M-Balm Effect.
Smash that like button like a boss.
Smash it like you like to smash T-Bell, right, Austin?
Absolutely.
We love some T-Bell.
Hell yeah.
There's nothing wrong
yeah.
with T-Bell unless you're drunk and you're about to puke and then you have a burrito in your mouth and you don't know what to do with yourself. And I know that a lot of people out there can relate to it because
IBS.
that probably doesn't help either. Andrea, it doesn't help. Some people have problems and it's okay.
As someone with GERD, like that shit fucking sucks.
Yes.
But delicious. Is
Yes,
it worth
it
it?
is. It's
Yeah, of
so
course.
worth it.
Sometimes.
So worth it.
Yo, you're on the M-Balm Effect. Hello? Hold on one second. I will get you on in just a moment. I don't know why this connection isn't happening. It should automatically happen. But we're going to get you on. There we go. Are you on there now?
I'm on there.
Yeah, you're here. It's you.
we are.
Hi.
There we hear ya.
How are you?
Hi, how are you doing?
Oh,
I'm
we're
good.
good.
How
How
are
are
you
you
today?
doing?
Well, we're all right.
I'm all right.
Austin's litty like a titty, but we're okay.
Right. So yeah, I lived in room 22 while this was going on. Like,
You lived inside the
kinda
room?
Crazy. Look, I lived in room 21. I lived in the room
Next
Right.
to it.
like the walls. The walls were like the same walls.
Okay. So you shared the walls.
So, yeah, I shared the walls. I could hear through the walls.
All right. So let's dive into your journey here. What exactly did you experience in this time frame of this whole thing going on with Sam?
So I didn't know she was missing until about like the 12th or the 13th. I was getting ready to go to work. Went outside. There's a sheriff out there. Or I believe it was either a investigator or a sheriff. I can't remember. But he asked me if I seen Sam, that she was missing, or he was missing, sorry. And, I haven't seen her for a while. The last time I actually heard noise over in the apartment, because the apartment was empty before this.
Okay.
Like, the dog was over there barking for like 2 or 3 days.
Oh, they had a dog over there too.
So they had a dog over there. They took off probably. I was working Tuesday, so the last time I heard them was probably like Monday night.
Okay.
And there was a whole bunch of arguing, and then after that, it's like there's been abuse going on over there. Like I didn't hear torture or anything.
Yeah.
But like you hear like typical domestic violence. I hate to say it that way, but
all right. But so when Sam was,
you live in a.
Yeah. So when Sam was over there and he was still in the room, can you, elaborate a little bit on this 8 times that the state troopers came there? Did you see any of that going on?
So I don't believe that the troopers came there just for her or him. There was other incidents at Patty's Lodge. I mean, it is what it is. It's,
it's a busy lodge. Is
the
what
last
you're
of the
saying.
line.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I'm only living there because it was kind of affordable and it was close to work.
Yeah. I mean, look, not everyone at Patty's Lodge is a dreg of society, and I understand that. It's not that, it's just the fact that this place, right? We have a place that should have had at least a suspicion of something going on. I mean, would you say that the noises that you heard, with all the domestic and all that stuff, it was pretty loud for people to hear outside, correct?
Well, the way it's set up, you've seen the building.
Yeah, I bet.
There's another apartment in the back who is he was a coworker of mine, so we worked the same place.
Okay.
I don't know if he heard anything, but like outside, if you were in like 10 to 15 feet of it, probably.
Yeah.
But like outside, no, you weren't going to hear, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, so you would think her being tortured, there'd be screaming and yelling. Like somebody should be able to hear it. But like they knew when I worked, so they had like an 9-hour period of doing whatever they were doing.
Yeah, so.
Well, and I can tell you, right, as a person who lives in like a townhouse that has thin walls with other people, you hear noises a lot, and you don't always know exactly which neighbor it is.
Right.
Yeah. I was gonna say what's going on.
Right.
But there's at least some type of something that would, it would be probably louder than usual than it would usually be under normal circumstances, correct?
Well, Precious was known for screaming at her kids.
Oh, I can imagine.
Constant. It was just constant screaming.
Yes.
So like, you grow
differentiate.
used to it. It's and like, I thought about calling CPS, but I've known Precious for so many years that she told me, I don't care if you fucking call DSS, my kids know what to say. So these kids have been brainwashed.
Of course they have been.
Yikes.
Of course they have been for years that they've been on this plan. Just look at Thomas. Look at how many years of that abuse and all that nonsense he's endured, and look what he turned into. Yeah. And there's nothing anybody can do about it now because he's set in his ways. Now I worry about the
really
children.
changes people. Honestly, abuse will change someone in the worst way, in the ugliest way possible. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, but yeah.
So it was probably hard to differentiate when she was yelling at them and when it was at a partner.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she yelled at partners a lot as well.
So Kayla says
Precious
honest. Yep. I'm sorry. Kayla says, honestly, if I heard my neighbors yelling, even if I assumed it was typical domestic violence, I'm calling the police. There's nothing typical about violence.
There's not, but I mean, I'm trying to be, by myself. I'm not trying to get involved. I mean, if that makes me a bad person, I'm sorry to say it, but like,
I don't necessarily think people are bad people for doing this. I think there's a mentality in society today that somebody else is going to do it. There's this mentality. I mean, you see it all the time on these videos where people are watching a woman get beat up on a subway in New York City. I mean, look at the one that happened with the lady getting burned alive in New York City on the subway. Nobody was doing anything. Nobody did anything. That woman died a horrific death in front of countless people, and not one person did anything except for pull their phone out and video it. And it's just crazy. But like, in an instance like this, though, where people hear things, I know the mentality and the psychology about it. It's that people think, well, I shouldn't call the cops because someone else is going to. But the more times out of not, 9 times out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, people are not calling the cops at all because everyone's got the same thought.
Well, you got to think of this too. The police actually did a welfare check. And what happened with that? Nothing.
Yeah, that was going to say
They were up there with them.
That's the unfortunate secondary thing is when they do these quote unquote checks that
Welfare
aren't really
checks.
checks, because I can tell you I've called on people before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you cannot tell me that somebody walked in that house and felt that environment was fit. Like, do not tell me that you thought that was a fit environment.
So they did go do this check. Sam answered the door, said everything was fine. Well, how many? I mean, what are the chances though that
it's like
Precious was right behind her with something that
like that girl Gabby
Petito?
that got pulled over and and unfolded in front of her. She ended up being looked at as the bad guy that day when really it was the other way around.
Yeah, it was what was his name? Josh Landry.
It sucks.
Landry, whatever. But in this, I mean, so I don't know. It is one of those things where I try to put myself in the situation. Would I? And I have, to be honest with you, I have. There was a moment in time where my wife and I, we were still dating at the time, but she was over and whatnot. I think we just moved in together. And so this guy that lived above me, there was 2 people that scaled the house and was upstairs in his apartment. I called the cops. You know what I mean? Like, I was ready to go. Like,
right.
And so they came, they kicked him out. But I don't know. I mean, not everyone has that idea of, oh shit, maybe I should call the cops. Like in my defense, though, I thought that it could possibly come into my area. They could be possibly breaking into my place too. But still, I don't know, man. I if I hear something,
it's like a hit or miss. It's like, do I call the cop and they say, oh, nothing's happening here, or do they find something? They can't legally go in the room.
I guess my thing is it doesn't hurt to call the cops anyways. I mean, they're not going to search your house, right? I mean, they're not going to come at you.
Hindsight. You just know next time.
And it looks like he dropped the call. I don't know. But hindsight 2020. But I just think you just call them. Just call them. You know what I mean? I know everybody's got this idea like, oh, it doesn't have anything to do with me, and somebody else must be hearing this too, so they're going to call the cops too. But
there's a couple of different things, but and then there's the worry of getting in trouble.
Yeah, but you're not going to get in trouble for calling the cops.
Not for calling the cops. I'm saying if for other interferences. You know what I mean? Like, like I remember once my mother. I vividly remember. I don't remember where exactly we were, and I think my mom still kind of remembers it to this day. We were coming in or out of a store, and
he's back.
Oh. I'm
back. Sorry, my phone dropped you.
And my mom stopped a woman midair from whooping a kid with a stick in the middle of the parking lot. And she's like, "You're not doing that here." And the woman was like, "That's my kid. I can discipline him." And she said, "Not in front of me, you fucking aren't." And the woman put the stick down. So
really?
You know what I mean. So I've had to grow up, following that rule. So that's why I've always I'm always the in danger one.
Now I will bring it up because I just saw it come on my screen here. Somebody saying that you are a sex offender.
Oh, me?
No.
That's true.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna lie about it. I went to prison. I did my time. So I've been cleared. I haven't done anything.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just. I always bring it up because we don't hide. We don't do things in the shadows on this show. And if the comments
of course
are,
not.
if the
I'm not
comments are
gonna
here,
lie about it.
no, I appreciate the honesty. Honestly, I do. So, breaking in back into what we were talking about. Is there anything else that stands out to you that you wish you would have done a little bit, maybe a little bit different, aside from calling the cops?
So Patrick, like, due to confidentiality agreement, I can't really talk about how I know Patrick. But he lived at Patty's Lodge. I knew him. I knew of him. I talked to him a few times. But he has the mentality of, okay, so he had like a whole bunch of shit in his room, like a whole bunch of electronics. Like, his room was like a pack rat.
Okay, so he's a hoarder.
Me and a couple friends, yeah. So we told him, you need to get rid of some of your stuff. Automatically gets angry, starts arguing. He's like, no, I don't have this. He gets bad about it.
Okay.
And then, like, I saw footprints going from his room to Precious's room when I came home from work. And I called him, like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be over there. You can't, be around the kids. And he says, well, I'm just taking care of Sam. Well, what the fuck does that mean?
Taking care of Sam. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So my other friend, he actually knows Patrick too. He's actually driving right now, so I can't. I could probably have him call you.
Okay.
But Patrick said some very disturbing things to him.
Really? Are you able to elaborate what that is, or
paraphrase?
He was talking about he was taking care of Sam because he was treating the kids bad. He wasn't going to let that happen. My friend was actually invited over to Patrick's place, and he said, I'm not going over there. So he would have more, say than I did.
Gotcha.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I know that's a rumor that went around that
Yeah.
this is why and blah blah blah. I don't buy that story. I actually buy the story that, if anything, if we were coming to a point of, okay, what kind of intent are we talking about here, and what was the driving factor of what they did? I mean, just to think though. I mean, if that is the case though, where Precious were allowing her daughter to have sex with this Patrick Goodwin dude, and Sam found out, and then she was like getting mad because Sam was threatening to tell on her and all this stuff. I could see that's why he got put in this situation. I'm not saying, that it's 100%, but that would probably be a good, I guess, the better motive behind why Precious and her goon squad did what they did.
Well, like I said, the person who told me that he was not having a good time and, more charges are coming is a state employee.
Okay.
I'll just put it like that. So there's this whole thing is a circus, dude.
Yeah.
You don't go to arraignment in clothes like that. You go to arraignment in your jail clothes.
Yeah, you saw what they look like.
This seems like they're trying to make it.
Yeah.
Seems like
it was ridiculous. It's a circus.
Yeah, I mean their collars were all just disheveled. Everybody looked disheveled there. And then you got Miss Piggy with the goddamn fork things through her fucking face because they don't allow piercings and all that. And I'm just like, what is this? Is this the Barnum and Bailey show? The circus has come to town.
She's trying to keep her piercings from
closing? Yes. I didn't know this until comments came through about it last week when we were talking about that whole thing with the hearing.
I don't know if I'd be worrying about that. I've had like my tongue ring closed.
Well, Andrea,
that wouldn't be my top priority, especially for
anybody that's in prison has to make sure that all holes are accounted for. Okay.
You're supposed to go into court looking like a little house on the prairie.
Yeah.
You're supposed to look. as respectful as you can.
Well, you try.
Well, under their, under the
try.
the eyes of society.
You try, but unfortunately, they don't give a shit because, I mean, look at Charles Manson. We saw the way he acted when he was in court and all that stuff, and it's no different here. Let's do the dance. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, honestly, it looks like they just took clothes out of the spare clothes bin they had at the jail.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely had to have. There's no way in hell. I mean, look at Kyle, for instance. I'm not going to put his picture back up, but we've done enough of that. But he looked like he didn't belong in that suit. He was swimming in that suit.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, he grabbed whatever he could fit in.
The dude is like the size of a child, and he's in a full-grown man's fucking suit. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, how in the hell are you going to sit there and not think to yourself, this guy looks like a fucking absolute goon?
That's true.
Like, I knew Kyle in passing, and he seemed to think that the kids were his nieces and nephews.
Really?
Like, that's
like legitimate.
Really,
like their friend.
I'd be like, yeah, something like that. It's like he came up there. He's like, oh, I'm just checking on the kids. Why? Neither of them are sleeping with Precious. I can guarantee that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like, there's
the
why?
friendship
Why
is
are
weird.
you up here?
Yeah.
And like, Precious has people in and out of there, like nonstop.
So this
it was just.
Is this happening all the time? Is this? So let me ask you this: before Sam even came here, is that place of hers always?
Yeah, like that.
Traffic in and out of that place. Is that why like nobody really put too
notice.
much mind to it?
Yeah, I would think so. Like, she had boyfriend and girlfriend in and out of there. Like, they'd be there like a week, and then she'd have somebody new.
Did she get along with all of these people, or was it like short-lived honeymoon, and then it would get spicy, and then somebody would haul ass?
Yeah, it was just short term, start fighting, and then either the person would leave or she would just boot them outside. And, she wasn't supposed to be having people there anyway. Social services was paying for her and her kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a whole bunch of people there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like her way to make money under the table,
Yeah.
in my personal opinion.
It's her cash cow, Andrea. That's how she makes the money. Especially when all these things come out about how she was trafficking, and I don't know if that's true or not, but I wouldn't put it past her at this point.
Well, or she was at least trying to be like, well, if you can't get a job, then maybe you should sell your ass. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, she sounds like the type that would say something like that.
Let me ask you about this, because I'm a little curious, because there's a lot of things going on about this little fucking refrigerator freezer thing. Do you know anything about that? Like this freezer fridger thing? She was like very protective of this, and it was covered in like blankets or whatever, and she did not want people to go near it or whatever. And people, I know that Des had described it and said that it smelled horrific. Do you know anything about that?
Well, I actually helped clean out the room, and the only thing that was in the fridge was like food. There was like nothing else but food, so I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
So it just might have been normal stank from lack of cleaning and care of the building. Or
but then again, this was in another place. It was before she went to Patty's Lodge. But the fact of the matter is, though, don't you think like if she was so protective of that thing, she would bring it with her?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I'm just kind of curious if that went with her in Patty's Lodge. But, the whole thing is just fucking crazy. And every time there's an update that comes out, which like I said last week, I said there's no way we know the whole story. Whatever they're telling us is only like a fraction of the reality of what really occurred in that room. And, like you said, there's more charges coming. If that is the case, I would not be surprised.
Well, I mean, I heard they had 1 to 2 terabytes of data. That's a lot of data.
Jesus Christ. Are you serious? On a drive? Like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
They had
Yikes.
all the evidence they had. They had 1 terabyte to 2 terabytes of data.
Yeah, that's a lot of information.
That's a lot.
Yeah, there's obviously more to this story.
That is a lot.
And my question is, though, are we going to find out about it at all? Or is this just something that's going to be swept under the rug?
Mm-hmm.
So my theory is that they're going to try all of them at once. And then after that, they're going to hit the people with more charges.
Kayla's
So this
asking.
is going to go on for.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Kayla's
Go ahead.
asking how much data that they had again. You said over a terabyte?
A terabyte to 2 terabytes.
So 1 to 2 terabytes of information on evidence and what's going on in this case. That's a lot of. I mean,
That's a
think
lot
about
of
it.
data.
It is. It's a lot.
I mean, people texting back and forth and sending stuff and whatever. And if she was riling people up with this story
Yeah.
to get people behind her to continue to to fuel her the anger that she wanted to inflict.
Yeah. Leslie is asking, how do you know this information?
Oh,
From, well, it's state employee.
Right. We can't
mean-
mention names or anything like that.
it's somebody who
Right.
we might maybe can talk to, maybe, but not sure.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, I got to keep it confidential because, like, I don't want anything coming back on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
No, I
can't
get
spill. You can't really
Like-
spill as much. I got it.
yeah, I get that. Bill says he's right. It's over a terabyte. I mean, I don't know where this information is. I mean, I don't think it's public. So if anyone else knows that, then
No, absolutely.
okay. So that's what I mean. Like, but I mean, the question is though, is I know that we only know so much. We only know so little. I mean, how worse can it get from what we've already seen? I mean, how worse could it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll just be the details.
I mean,
It'll be bad.
how
It's
do you
insane,
know? Like,
though.
it's they have so much information. Well, of course they know, but will we ever know? Will they ever release it? Will they ever, I'm sure after the trial there'll be something.
Bill says Jim Ritz, the DA, said that it's over a terabyte. So maybe they did release this on the to the public. That's my first time hearing it, to be honest.
My friend just texted me asking for you guys' number. So I'm going to
Yeah, give it.
text him the number.
Yeah, give him the number 855-622-5619. No, seriously, I know that it's not always the easiest to come forward on the phone lines and describe these things and talk about your experiences, but little insight is a little bit helpful to kind of get a little bit of an idea of what was really going on during these times, and we appreciate the call, man.
I mean, I never would expect it. I mean, I would expect something, crazy, but not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like, it was a total shock to me.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of horrific things, but this one stood out the most.
Yeah.
Because a month long of this degrading fucking horrific scene, I mean, we're going to talk about something else in just a little bit here on the show that happened in Syracuse, but you
just don't understand
I
how
saw
you
that.
get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
That's the point.
that is exactly
That's
it.
the crazy part.
That's exactly it. So
See, that's when the theory comes in. Like, what were they hiding? And, like, that's the worst thing that I think they could hide. I mean, they knew they were going down if it came out.
yeah. Oh yeah, they knew. There's no way you don't know you're going down if this stuff comes out. And all the stuff that we heard from somebody in Ohio, oh, I know the truth, I know all the information. Why don't they go knocking on her fucking door and see why the hell they
Well,
know?
it's because hers is all hearsay from
Exactly.
from a source who has a reason to
Yeah.
taint.
It's crazy to me that anybody could sit there and even defend Miss Piggy at this point.
I agree.
So
Yeah.
it's just, the whole thing. I mean, after everybody that I've talked to that had anything to do with Precious, it's apparent to me that not any time in her life has she made anyone better in their life. So it just seemingly is a trend that will never be fixed. And I think the only way to fix it is to keep her behind bars.
Yeah, they're never coming home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. That's what we want. We don't want him to come home. Sam wasn't able to go home. He wasn't able to go home to his family. So why should they? Why should they? What makes them any fucking...
Exactly.
What gives them the right to go home to their fucking family if they even have any? I know that Kyle's family
Right.
can't stand him.
Right.
I mean, and I know why.
Well, so Patrick is actually Amish, and he was kicked out of the order.
Oh, he had Rumspringer, right? Is that what he did? And then he just
okay.
is that what
Well,
happened? Wait, weren't we making
supposedly-
fun of Amish people?
well-
Well, we were making fun of Kyle. Never mind. Sorry.
So apparently, his original charge was he raped a 7-year-old and an 11-year-old. Well, apparently that was his brother,
Yeah,
his sister,
they were siblings.
and the Amish just booted him.
So that happened
So-
in the Amish community. It
Amish
wasn't
community.
even fucking okay. I didn't know this about him. This is new to me.
That's what. That's insane. That's
Yeah.
really wild.
Well, I knew the end part of it. I just didn't realize it was also in the Amish community. They omitted that part of it,
Yeah, I did not know that.
and they didn't specify. They just said children known to him. That's how they referred to it.
Gotcha.
Right.
I think somebody did say something last
So,
week though that it was his siblings, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I didn't realize that. But now that we know that he was Amish, holy fuck! No wonder they all looked.
The Amish do a good job of hiding their stuff. You know what I mean? Like just when everybody argues and they're like, "Oh, there's no autism in there." No, they're hiding it.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
hiding it. They
Oh,
hide all of that.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sickening. It's sad, and unfortunately, those kids have to live with us now because this.
Hold on, I
goon-
can't hear you guys.
Yeah. So, we appreciate you calling in, man. So, you know, if there's anything else,
All
just
right.
let us know, and yeah, have that other person call us because, you know, we're always up to talking about that. Open discussion is what we're trying to do here for everybody. So,
All right, no problem. I'll have them call you.
all right, man, appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys listening to me. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's messed up that it happened, and I'm glad I could put a little bit of insight in it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, we always try to hear everyone out because I know that there's more to the story than what we're being told. So,
All right. Well, I enjoyed the show.
thank you.
I'll have my friend call you, and you guys have a good night.
You too, my man. Thank
too.
you. So,
All right. Thank you.
I just hearing that, right? The neighbor that is living near this whole scene. Now, I know there's gonna be people out there, and look, you know, I know people are like,
No,
"Oh,
I get it. I mean, you have different levels, like you said. There are people who immediately take action. It's such a pet peeve of mine that even if I thought that it was pointless, and I think a few people know this firsthand if they actually know me well. I've put up with some serious abuse
yeah,
standing up for some people because I didn't like what they were doing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I didn't care if a whole group of other people didn't like me for it or whatever. But I also know that there are plenty of people that I love and find to be safe people, but I also know that they would not do the same exact
Yeah.
things that I would.
yeah.
It's a bummer.
It is.
It's a bummer, but it's a reality that some people are just like, will I get hurt? Will it even make a difference? Did somebody else already do it? It's not my business. You know what I mean? Like same shit, different day. I
Yeah.
already tried once. I called in on a woman and she turned around and told the superiors that I was a liar.
Jesus.
When
What?
It was a woman I was friends with in the military, and we had gone out with her new spouse. She had like 7 kids, and her eldest was old enough to babysit, and so my 2 were there. And the 3 of us went out, and immediately it didn't take long for me to realize, because I didn't know him yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was just meeting him. And it didn't take long throughout the night for me to notice that he was slowly getting more and more agitated as the hours went on. And somehow along the way, he had decided that she was enticing attention,
Really?
which she was not. He was totally
This-
fabricating this all in his head.
This whole idea that
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
happening and it's
So,
really not.
so he throws a hissy fit and sits out in his car. So we finish our drinks to come out in the car. And I guess because we didn't waste our drinks before we came outside, that enraged him further. We get back to the house and they start getting into a shoving, yelling match, and he has her pinned up against the wall and shit. And I called the cops because I wasn't I'm not big enough to handle him. And he was pinning her up against the wall right near the door that of a room that my daughter's sleeping in.
Yeah.
And she was 7. Like, get the fuck out of here. So I called, and the military way to handle like domestic issues is the soldier is taken out of the house.
Yeah.
And put in the barracks, and or the like stays overnight in the clinks or whatever. And so they did that for him to cool off, and I took my kids home, and the next day she had to go bring him some items because they were going to make him stay in the barracks.
Yeah.
And even though I felt bad for her, not him, let her borrow my car to go do that. And while she was there, she told the superiors that I had lied and that he hadn't done that to try to see if she could get him to come home.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, he's still staying in the barracks, but our suggestion then is if she's supposedly a problem, stop talking to her. So I lost the friendship.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to me. I lost the friendship. And actually, a few months later, I saw them out at the bar, and it was the same scenario. And
Still
I felt so
domestic.
bad because well, he was still doing the same act over and over again. And it gets progressively worse. I've seen it happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's like that I lost, but she tried to make me look like, and that if their superiors wanted to, they could have called my husband's superiors, and then could have been like, your wife's being problematic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I would have taken that. I told Sean he was deployed at the time, the guy I was married to. I called him and I was like, hey, you might get a message from my superiors, but too fucking bad. I'm not gonna let a brawl happen in front of my 7-year-old.
Oh God, no, you don't want that.
Like, I don't give a crap. That's
Yo.
just no.
Yeah. Yo, you're on the M-Balm Effect.
Yo, my name's Javier.
Hello, Javier. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. So, guy who called in earlier meant I'm one of his friends. I'm the one that Patrick Good was talking to and shit like that.
Okay.
What do you say?
So, it was like maybe 3, maybe 4 weeks before this whole incident.
Are you on speakerphone real quick? Are you on speakerphone real quick?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're underwater. I'm
Like,
sorry.
rough.
Yeah, it sounds like you're underwater, so we're having a hard time hearing you.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, because usually when that happens, it's kind of hard to hear. You there?
Yep, hold on 1 second.
All right, now we can hear you.
You hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now we can hear you.
So it was like 3, maybe 4 weeks before this whole incident occurred, and this poor man was murdered for no apparent reason. So Patrick calls me up, and he's trying to act tough and talk tough in front of these people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, that's not how it works. Like, prison's not like that. Like, the things you're describing, the shit you talk about going on, it's just like that. So stop trying to scare people for no reason. And he's going on about what Sam's making the kids feel uncomfortable because he's staring at him, this, that, and the third. And he's like, yo, you want to come over and help me dog sit? And I was like, what? Like, no, why would I want dog sit, bro? I got 4 dogs of my own. Like, the fuck do you think I want to go do? And he's like, yo, nah, I'm talking about Sam. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yo, I got a dog sit Sam to make sure Sam doesn't do anything to the kids. I'm like, bro, I'd be more afraid of you doing something to the kids. Like,
Word.
because, past and shit.
Yeah.
And then, he invited me to come over and, beat Sam up. Like, he was like, yo, you're beating this motherfucker. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, shut up, dude. Like, stop trying to be cool. And he's like, no, we're doing it. And I'm like, nah, bro, you're not built like that. I know you're not. Like, you're just not a tough guy. Like, he's not built like that, bro. Like, he did 90% of your bid in protective custody. Like, the only time he was out of it was when he was on transfer. And so he was trying to be all tough and shit like this, and say things. And, hindsight's 50-50. Like, I think back to it now, and it's like, damn, I could have made a phone call. I could have ended this whole thing because, like, I didn't believe this dumb shit motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, it's a big step to go from, like, child molestation or rape or any of that shit to assault. Like, that's a major step. And, like, Patrick, yeah, he's a big boy, but he's not big in a way that's violent. Like, yeah, he has an attitude. He thinks he's tough and everything, but if you press him, he backs right down. Like, so, like, it's like he found somebody who's weaker than him, and he just continued to pray. Like, this is just another form of his behavior from years ago when he molested the two kids.
Yeah.
They were relatives of his. Like, that was his sister and his brother that he molested.
Yeah.
Like, he claims to be Amish and shit. Like, that's okay. Now we know why you're not Amish no more. Like, he was doing things that they don't even let you do.
Exactly.
Like, it's like that to me. Like, I knew Precious growing up, and like she's one twisted person. Like, I know, like, for a fact, preys on sex offenders.
oh darn.
Oh, you there? You sound like you didn't get into a car crash, did you? It sounded pretty bad.
Darn it.
Kids out of her room.
Oh, I think they're getting them. I think the Dollar Store Manson family, they have the outside sources. They're getting them right now in real time.
You're muffled.
So that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I cut out that for a split second.
we lost you at the part where you said that you knew her and she was twisted. What were you saying there?
I've known her growing up, and I knew that she's got a twisted mind on things. So, like, one of her things that she liked doing, like, she liked finding sex offenders that were getting out of prison. Then she'd meet up with them, have sex with them, do her thing, whatever. But she'd bring her kids around them every time. And I know parole officers who have gone in there and I'm going to be muffled again. I just lost you guys again. Hold on 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hold on.
So basically, yeah, she's allowed this to go on for a long time with her children to be around sex offenders knowingly. And to me, that's just, I couldn't even imagine it. I couldn't even imagine allowing any kid to be around registered sex offenders that are violent and just anything like that. It's just fucking wild. Are you still there? Uh-oh.
He's figuring something out.
I think he just dropped. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's gone.
Well, but I mean, that confirms what I was saying about patterns.
Oh yeah.
And track records of people, which is why I you know what I mean? Like when that fight first started in that chat, it wasn't very hard to, know who was being misled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, you can't tell me that, she's just so charismatic and people have it out for her. That is not what this is at all.
Yeah.
That is not.
Yeah, I know. It's
This is 100%. And so now I would also like to say that it is very interesting to see that just means that Precious also riled Patrick up a level.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
She riled all of them up a level, so you can't say that she has no like ringleader-ish quality to her.
That dude, for him to go after little kids to begin with just shows that he's a pussy.
Well, right, but when the guy was trying to explain to us the whole part about Patrick's like the way the reason why he didn't believe him and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like that's that like a person who knows how to only prey on the right people and then is a coward to anybody else.
Right. That's exactly
what I'm saying.
Yep. That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Here.
So like he knows how to pick out who he can put below his foot. And I'm sure Precious already had Sam in that position before she, rallied troops.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Javier, if you are able to call back in when you're able to and get a good connection, just give us a call back. Kayla says, Precious was counting on me to be a bad sister. Mm-hmm. She said, let me rephrase that. Miss Piggy. I like it.
Yes.
I like it. And then Kayla also said,
Yeah.
I'm the sister that's coming for you. And believe me, Kayla is coming for everybody.
Yeah.
Because there are more people out there that unfortunately had some things that, had, I wouldn't
Bad
say.
interactions.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Obviously not that level, but.
I want to just share this video with you. Now, this is a New Year's party. I was sent this.
Yeah, hearing about this pisses me off.
I'm not going to play the music because we'll get.
You don't want to get any copyright issues.
Right.
So no sound.
Yeah, because we'll get executed by YouTube and Google and all that. But here we go. Here's the video. I'll show you, and you can watch it. It'll be silent. But yeah, this is New Year's. There's Precious. There's Miss Piggy. Hey, look, it's Miss Piggy. And yeah, they're just having a grand old time. Now, from what I understand, and as I've been told, Sam was here. Sam was at this party. Sam was at that party, and he was sitting, I guess, in a corner. And I have some photos that may or may not prove this. So here you go. Here's some more photos, and look, this is also circled. There's somebody sitting in a chair facing the opposite way. Do you see it? You see this?
Like facing a wall, like
Yes.
punished.
Yes. And there's Precious on the left. There's Miss Piggy on the left. Everybody's out having a fun time, and this person's sitting in a chair facing the wall. And that person sitting in the chair is presumed to be Sam.
Yeah, if this scenario is 100% true, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about too much of a turning of a blind eye. I literally will take on the whole party. They can all, guilt me or whatever and call me a piece of shit, but I would be like, what the fuck is going on? That's like not normal. That's spousal abuse. That's spousal abuse. I don't care how you write it. But I'm sure these people were told that they were punishing a, whatever she was referring to Sam at that point as.
Yeah.
Whatever her lie was.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much
But
to this
still.
story. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much to it. I just want to get this out here real quick. Rebecca's saying, let's fill this church in Rochester for Sam and his family. Please come to Sam Nordquist's Candlelight Vigil on April 26, 2025 from 5 to 8 p.m. at Asbury First United Methodist Church, 1050 East Avenue, Rochester, New York, 14607. You won't want to miss this. Come show Sam and his family some love. So, yeah, that's happening next month,
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be cool if we could go. Honestly,
I want to do that. I'm hoping we can do
I'd like to go.
the search for Jeff too.
Yeah, damn, I don't have those photos.
No, that's fine. We can talk about that another time.
Okay.
That doesn't need to be today's moment. We've got other thing to be today's moment.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I'm just saying that's something in April.
Yeah.
Besides this.
So this party though, apparently there's this lady named Tiffany Yeoman. I don't know. It's one of those two. This person Tiffany hosted this party. So let me ask you this: like, there's I guess some type of belief about it. What's this Tiffany's role in this whole thing?
Well, so like I said, again, if I am hosting a party and somebody shows up with a spouse. And says that the spouse has to sit in the corner facing the wall while everybody else is partying, I would ask why the fuck they brought the spouse in the first place. If they want to have their tiff, they can do it at home.
Yeah.
But if also I notice any other, you know what I mean? Like, you can tell by body language if somebody's.
Yeah, something's
if-
off.
Yeah, and I feel like the body language would have told me that she was being a piece of shit to Sam, and I would have been like, I'm not letting this happen at my house.
Right. Bobby says Precious's mother was there too at that party, and it's true because here it is. Here you go. Here's Shirley.
Oh, but Shirley's an enabler, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Here you go.
Listen, let me tell you something. I have two young adult children, and if either of them treated a partner poorly and I witnessed it, they would be they'd get a whole fucking earful. And then if it kept getting worse, I
Yeah.
would be I wouldn't be on my child's side. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. I get it. You give them birth, and everything like that. But if you teach them all the right ways or whatever, and they turn to this.
What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong.
Yeah,
and to be honest with you, Shirley wasn't. I guarantee you, Shirley abused Miss Piggy.
It's probably learned. It's definitely.
Yes.
I mean, if everybody
Gotta
else
come from somewhere, you know.
If
100%.
anybody else who's been around has said that she's been either yelling at her kids or whatever, you can't tell me Grandma wasn't witness to any of that either.
You look, Rebecca even says the M-Balm Effect. You better come. We need you. We'll be there. We will. You know what? I think it would be.
Oh yeah.
I would like to go.
Yeah. For
So,
sure. 100%. I'll even take time off from work if I have to. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit.
I mean, I think it's, what is that day? Is that the Saturday? Is that a Saturday? April 26th is a Saturday. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I mean, we'll just forego the show. I'd rather go to this.
Yeah.
I mean,
We don't need to have the show.
No,
that
we
night.
don't. We're not. We can do what we got to do there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather go in and support because that's the whole thing. Is just it's sad, and if that's the least we can do, aside from bring this to the forefront of our conversations, then let's freaking do it.
For sure.
Lizardbit says I don't think Shirley was a good person in any form. No, I don't think so either. It's apparent to me, and I love what she says here. Lizardbit says Shirley doesn't have her dentures in. No, she obviously doesn't. I mean, look at her. No dentures.
I think gamming num-nums.
Well, Austin, this is what you see when you're about to have a gummy on Lyle Avenue. You understand?
All right.
You understand, Austin? This is the look of a gum job.
All right.
This is the look of the gum job.
yeah.
All right. Even Joyce is getting upset. All right. You're
Yeah.
upsetting Joyce.
I'm upset
It's
too,
just like,
Andrea.
all you just see is just a
There's nothing you can do about it. But
gamming num-num.
Killer K said he wanted. Killer K, you can call in if you want. You said next caller, please. Hey, let's. If you want to call in, call in. You can speak the truth on our phone lines. It's no big deal. We'd love to hear from you. Speak up and say your piece. Lizardbits says, "What does Joyce have to say about all this?" So Lizardbits has been on a kick. She's been going on a kick on our YouTube channel. We have all these different videos, and the comments I see come through that she's leaving, I'm like, it's making me relive memories of this show because, like I said, we've been at this for 6 years. There's just so many different things that's
What does
happened.
Joyce have to say about
I don't
all
know.
this?
It's crazy.
Joyce is offended that she's pissed off.
Yeah.
She's seen some shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Table of Sinners says the man bun effect. Yeah, that's right. Top knot, bitch. That's what we do here. That's right.
The
Viking
man bun.
shit, you know what I'm saying?
That's really what M stands for, man bun.
That's right. Actually, I started this when I had my hair cut short.
Short.
Yeah.
you said.
Which I've been toying with that idea because I'm.
Speaking of which,
What's wrong with you?
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say yeah.
Let's have a sweet moment.
Let's
on
have a sweet
Austin's
moment,
hair. Or
I got my haircut.
Yeah, look at this guy. He's it's all about him
Impressions
now.
of me.
Slut.
It's all about him now.
Cock slut.
He's advertising himself.
One up.
Give him
Dude,
a one up.
I needed my haircut. Honestly, I feel 10 pounds lighter.
This is actually a good question here. Rebecca says, "Did any of you party with your parents?" I surely didn't. I respected my mom enough to party elsewhere. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of. I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
I mean,
what did your family do?
no, I'm not even saying that. Like, I know some people that have partied with their parents and whatnot, and but they weren't doing anything fucking horrid, horrid like this.
Define party with their parents.
Like, I know people that have gone out and
They're just saying.
you know what I'm saying, like drank it together and maybe partake in other, other things.
Other
and,
things.
Yeah.
The Juana.
Yeah. Well, maybe they've done that.
marijuana.
the marijuana.
Yeah.
The marijuanas.
But like they've never sat there and were a part of a crime together while this is going on. That's fucking nuts.
My family. So my parents waited till you got to a certain age, and then you were allowed a little bit here
Yeah,
and
that
there. For certain family functions, you weren't leaving. And you know what I mean. Like you didn't have your friends with you or anything.
Right.
It was just so that maybe it kind of curbed the edge of a big deal of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It didn't. I actually don't even give two shits about drinking ever, and it kind of ended up. I did the kind of a similar policy with my kids, and neither of them are.
Yeah.
really big partiers. Well, Victoria goes out. She likes to socialize, but
Nothing wrong with a little
she's not, like-
socializing, but Jesus
yeah.
Christ, when you're committing a crime and then partying and then having somebody sit in a corner, don't you think somebody would say, "Hey,
yeah.
what the fuck's going on there?"
Well, definitely not like getting involved in, like whatever they're, like trying to like immerse myself into their group or something, you know what I mean? Like, or let them have like have a house party while mom buys the booze. I never did none of that kind of shit. It
Andrew's
was
not that
all-
kind of parent, so
No.
don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Kayla says everybody was at that party even. Emily, she's hugging all over. Tiffany, Brooklyn's hanging all over Miss Piggy. The 2 kids are there, and I kind of think Thomas was there. Not 100% sure. The party looks packed.
Yeah.
For a small space of, I don't know how many people can fit in a room together. But like this place, obviously, these people knew something was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like something was going on there and they just all knew that something was happening.
Push me.
Well, obviously, most of that party was guilty party.
Guilty, guilty, guilty.
And then the rest were just people who, like I said, you turn a blind eye.
Turn a blind eye. Lizardbit says, question about Joyce. Do you have a preset set of responses for her, or is it some kind of spirit box for her? Well, it's obviously a spirit box because Joyce was a real person and she lived a better life than Miss Piggy did, except for the fact that, her son was kind of brutal to her.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Well,
threw her. He so basically,
He was a dick.
this lady existed in real life, and it was a lady that my mom took care of years ago, and her son wanted to force her into a nursing home, right? He wanted the money. He wanted the inheritance money, and time again, she declined it. Obviously, she didn't want to go in the nursing home because we already know nursing homes are like pre-funeral. You go there, you're pretty much on your way out.
Not
It's
unless
done.
you got buku money for the fancy places.
Right. Well, she did. Trust me, she did. She had the money for it, but she didn't want to do that.
Cha-ching.
So, anyways, there was a night where she would go to these like little gourmets with her rich friends and all that stuff, and they got a little old woman drunk. You know what I'm saying? Little
White,
not white girl
spritz-
wasted, but white old
like white
white old
wine
women
spritzer?
wasted. I don't know. She liked the
old
gin and
white
tonic.
women wasted.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
gotcha.
And so they were trying to take her because she was in a wheelchair. They tried to take her down these set of stairs, and they fucking dropped this lady and broke her fucking legs. And then she got gangrene, had to have them get amputated, which we call it joist. And then she finally gave in. I think after that she gave
gave in
she
and
gave
went.
up. And so that was the fact of the matter of her demise. Is her son ended up saying, "Fuck you, you're going to the nursing home." And this is a true story. I quote you. This is what exactly he said to the doctors: "Call me when she's dead." And she didn't last that long in there. She basically starved to death. And this was back in 2010. But we're trying to keep the memory lived on because this is what we do.
yeah, the
We-
mannequin's like right in the corner.
Right here in the corner.
Joyce is
except for
our
she's
mascot.
yeah, well, kind of. She's got a scythe. She's got a scythe because she's taking legs for revenge. It's the truth. It's the facts.
I hope he's somewhere like.
He's actually in Florida and he's working at Disney.
Oh, come on!
I'm telling you right now, that's the truth. That
God
is the
damn
truth.
it, man!
You
I
can't
was
miss him.
hoping-
His
Of course
head's
he's working
shiny.
for Disney.
His head's shiny because he's bald.
I
Bald
was
like
hoping for
Austin almost is.
I was hoping for some good karma on him.
Nope.
That sucks.
Nope.
That's depressing.
That is. I
Bill
know.
Bill has a good question here. I got to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm wondering this too because you got to wonder how many people were filming that night. Bill says, "Is the video of this party on YouTube?" I don't know.
You would maybe.
Maybe this looked like it was on TikTok.
I was gonna say she posted a lot. She had a TikTok, didn't she? Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it might have been. It might be in her TikTok somewhere.
Kayla says, "I don't know, but I saved it all. I saved it all before them bitches deleted. Oh, so they deleted.
Well,
That
because I'm
makes sense.
sure they don't. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to need piecing together. See, good family here.
Lizard Bits goes, "What the hell?" All of the leg comments now make so much more sense. Yeah, I mean, we've got our own lore on this show, and I know a lot of people are new, and we appreciate you all being
Yeah.
new.
So sometimes we'll say something and
So
you
bear
guys
with
might
us.
go.
Yeah, bear with us. Trust me. There's a whole bunch of content. I mean, we have over almost 700 videos on our YouTube channel. That's including episodes, full episodes. That's including highlight clips, shorts.
6 years worth of it, man.
Yeah, we've been going
Well-
through this for a long time, and we've evolved, and we're going to keep
Yeah, oh, I was
evolving.
gonna say the evolving. But you
Some
gotta
are a
like
little bit late in the
wrestling
game.
and gaming and stuff like that for the earlier years.
Oh my God, we've done
because that's what you got. You guys had a lot more of that content.
we
back
did.
then.
Well, I mean, we
and
evolved.
some fun stuff.
We try to. We want to do the fun stuff more and
Yeah.
more. There's other ideas I'd like to run by everybody, but I want to give you all the option to tell us what you want to see more of because I like to be able to have fun with this and just engage with everybody that listens to us and watches us.
I want to do. I was gonna say like I want to do like some game sessions with all of you guys. You know, just like one day.
Yeah, I mean, whatever anybody wants us to elaborate on. If you have any topics you want us to talk about, you want to see us go out in public and maybe interview people on the street, that'd be kind of cool too. I mean, anything, any idea you have, throw it our way, and we'll discuss it.
We'll
See what we
talk
can
about
do.
it.
Of course, we'll talk more about it. Rebecca says, I love the M-Balm Effect. They're cool as shit. Thank you so much. Who agrees? Hit that like button. Yes, smash that like button. Smash it hard, please. Yeah.
Like a
So-
boss.
Everybody give me a yer. Yeah, because that's what we got going on right now. The shirts are out right now live on the mbalmeffect.com. Go to the store. You can support the show, represent the dirty. $19.99.
I got mine.
Yep, that's right. Austin's got his. You can grab one of these your t-shirts for $19.99.
I love the details too.
Ashley asked, did Yuck Mouth call in yet? Nah, fam.
No.
I
Nah,
love
fam. Dead ass, they're never going to call in.
By the way, I love the details on this shirt too. It has this city skyline and a symbol too, and I love it.
Yeah, and Rebecca says, we surely don't want to see more of Miss Piggy or Amish Paradise. Nah, I think we're good. I think we've already
We've
already seen enough of their
Amish
pictures.
paradise.
We've seen enough. We've done enough. But there was one thing that I wanted to do last week, and I didn't get to it, unfortunately, because we got caught up in a lot of things. But I like to do this again. With all the talk about all this nonsense about these 7 pieces of shit, including Miss Piggy, I just want to take another moment of silence. Because it never, I mean, this is the least we can do, you know? And I really wish there was a way we could do more. And we're going to show up to that event. I want to show up to the vigil. But I think this is really important to take another moment of silence for Sam Nordquist.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you think about this whole thing, you think about anything like this, it does help you reflect on what you
Might do in the future. In other instances.
I mean, well, like we were talking to the one guy that was calling in about the neighbor and saying he didn't call the police. You know,
Go police.
just the whole thing is like, if you see something, you hear something, say something. It doesn't hurt. You know, I know there's that idea of, somebody else will take care of it, but the chances are nobody else.
It's not going to.
Right, that's the thing. Like, people need to understand, like, that's the mindset, the thoughts you're having at that time are probably happening in everyone else's thoughts too.
Mm-hmm.
So the best thing you can do is just call. Just call. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. It never hurts to call somebody and say, hey, I'm experiencing this next door or whatever. I think you should go check it out. You know? And I know it's easier said than done, but at the end of the day, a life could be saved. And, you know, I don't know the 8 times of the sheriffs or the state troopers or whatever, the 8 times of them go in there. Regardless, nothing obviously was done. But maybe it would have taken a 9th time. Who knows? You know?
Yeah. Well, if like the other guy said, he's like, you think back on it now, and instead of thinking this shithead's trying to, brag and he's full of crap.
Yeah.
If he had just for one moment thought, well, maybe he is capable and made a call.
Yeah.
Maybe things would have been discovered before it was too late.
I think her name's Bonnie. She says, go interview Shirley. Austin, we're going to strap you up with some mics.
Oh,
Jeez.
God.
We're going to strap you up some.
I don't-
We're going to have you knock on a door like a door-to-door salesman, and you're going to interview Shirley.
I think they're
Oh,
too
boy.
hostile for all that.
Come on.
No.
We can disguise you as a pizza guy,
Jeez.
and we can get a little bit of an insight of what's going on in Shirley's world.
I don't know. I don't know if Austin.
Shirley's
Come on.
world. No.
Come on, man.
Look at Austin.
Take one for the team.
Why? Why?
So we can get a little insight of what's going on with Shirley, and maybe we can get some enough evidence.
Have you ever fist fought, Austin?
Not yet.
What?
See, you can't send him. You can't
Sheila
send
says
him.
I will. She's ready to go.
See, she
Ready to
Give
go.
her a mic.
Yeah,
Give her a
we got the
mic
mics. We got
and
wireless mics. We got it all.
and a camera and let
We
her
got the
go.
cameras. We got the wireless mics. We can go in there 4K, baby. Let's
Go
go.
up in there like the one dude who's like the To Catch a Predator. dude.
Yes. Oh, you're talking about the new one, the Skeet Hansen, Skeeter
Whatever-
Jean.
Yeah, whatever. Any of them programs where they just come running up and they're all like, so.
Charlie says, "Do it, Dash." Look, Charlie's even got some
Listen
faith.
here, Charlie.
He's got some faith.
Wait. Lizard Bit says send him.
Send him in with some free meth, and she will answer all the questions.
My God.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Lizard Bids knows what's going on. She knows what's up. So
That's
we're gonna,
actually, witty.
yeah.
Where am I going to get free meth, though?
I don't know. You gotta figure it out, man.
Am I going to cook it myself?
Listen, if these brainless fools can get meth, you can get meth. You're smart.
Hey,
you have
Did
teeth.
you take chemistry? Because I failed.
Yeah, I mean, I took
did not.
chemistry.
No, you didn't pass.
Hey, listen. My parents had this. This is back when because I'm old. This is back when they were really sure that the Regents diploma made a huge difference in your life. And
back in the day.
and you like there was only like you had certain set classes you had to take in order to get it. And I was supposed to do 3 and 3 in 3. So it was supposed to be 3 English, 3 math, and 3 science. And math I couldn't get past level 1. And then I had to go into the extended version to get through level 2. And science, biology was about my brain limit and my ADD. I just couldn't concentrate past that. So I didn't do well in chemistry. So I can't be like, what is it, Breaking Bad? I can't be Breaking Bad because
Oh, you
I
can't
ended
be
up
Walter White?
the only way that and of course then my parents were like like you're gonna be punished for life if you don't figure out how to get a Regents diploma. So I had to take 5 years of English in 4 years
Damn.
to make up because that was the only other way you could do it was if you did 5 and 2
That's fucking.
and then
nuts.
did 3 years of Spanish. And guess what? All I can do is ask to go to the fucking bathroom.
Charlie says he knows a guy.
No,
He
you
knows
don't.
the guy.
Quit lying.
He knows
I
a
know
guy. Jordan says, "Bring a piece of soap, bring a piece of soap. Tell her it's crack." Hey, what does she know? I mean, what does does it matter? By the time she finds out, you're already done with your job. It's okay.
This is true.
It's all right.
Maybe she's lonely and looking for some love. Maybe
Yeah.
you can just offer her some loving.
Well, Austin's in with the old ladies. Okay, he's in with the old ladies. Him and Joyce had a thing back in the beginning. And
No.
so you can. I mean, look, dude. Look, she's got no teeth. She can give you a gummy in no
All
time.
right, here we are, full circle.
And it is a full-on, full frontal one for the team. This is a way you can redeem yourself as the one and only Rock
just-
Dash Man.
it just traumatizes me like the American Wedding movie when
yes.
when Stifler accidentally sleeps with Grandma Nana
Yeah, nothing wrong with a little Nana action. You know what I'm saying?
in the closet.
Yeah, this could be you, Dash. This could be you, Austin.
The utility closet.
The utility closet
Ew.
with Shirley's gums.
Oh,
Yeah.
Could you imagine where those
Shirley
gums have
doesn't
been?
deserve any pleasure. She can fuck right off. How about
Thank
that?
you. Thank you.
She deserves no pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for having my back. I appreciate
Well,
that.
it's more that fucking Shirley doesn't deserve any pleasure. That's
Yeah, but
all.
it's a transaction for information we may or may not know.
I'd rather give her the meth.
Sheila says, "Oh, come on. You know you would love to be gummed. Gummy bears? Gummy worms? Or just gummy gums? A grandma gummy a day to keep the old ladies at bay.
Shame.
Abe.
Don't traumatize poor Austin," Lizardbit says. Yeah, well, you know what? Sometimes
Thank you.
it's in the
Thank
contract.
you.
It's in the contract.
It's
in the contract.
Remember, he's the one who writes the jokes and pretends
That's
that
right.
it's us.
This is
What do you
Austin's
mean
doing.
it's in the contract to traumatize me?
No, you're the one that needs to get, you need to understand. You wrote these jokes, bud. He can't say nothing. He's
always like,
speechless.
what?
That's the noise Shirley's going to be making in the closet.
Oh my god.
No. Oh, no. All right.
All right, enough with the sound effects.
I mean, hey, you know, we already have somebody who's making Hawk Tua jokes. We got to make Gum Tua jokes. And at least, dude,
At least we wouldn't screw people out of all their money.
yeah, should we do a Shirley coin and fucking blame it all on her so that way she gets arrested that way? We'll say, hey, it was
Frame
Shirley's
up.
fault. She did it, and then she'll get fucking framed for it. She
Sounds
goes
like
to
a good
prison,
plan.
and we walk away with everyone's money and we give it all back. We only do this because we want to see Shirley behind bars. We don't care about the money here. We care about Shirley and her gums
Wait a
behind
minute,
bars.
didn't you send the chat a picture of was it a boat? It's hawk tuna?
Oh yeah.
Fish, yeah, fish on that.
Was that
thing.
Miss Piggy's boat? Was that Miss Piggy's boat? Hawk tuna?
Hawk tuna. It
that's
was
so
hawk tuna fish on that thing. It
was-
was a good boat, all right?
It was a
bro?
great boat. It was a boat nonetheless that everybody needed to be on.
Boat.
It was a nice
Oh my
boat.
god, that's hilarious.
Are we gonna go back into doing all points bulletins at any point, or because I
So-
thought you said,
Oh man, we could. We could.
all
or are we
posts
gonna,
bulletin?
or are we gonna discuss Syracuse?
We're definitely going to discuss Syracuse.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do. I mean, we could do it. We could do it live.
do it live?
I mean,
be
if you
down.
don't have anything ready,
Oh, I do. I actually do. I have a lot of things
okay.
ready. Getting
be
choked
down.
up here. I'm crying behind these sunglasses. It's just a heartfelt moment, Austin. When you get a gummy and get all this information to put Shirley behind bars, I'm gonna be crying. Okay, you got this. I have faith. Rebecca says, I think you should put not so precious picture on a T-shirt and call it Miss Piggy and Gummy. Ooh.
You know
I mean,
what?
I don't know.
See, you've got to be clever on how you do it so that you don't get in any trouble. But
Yeah,
there
because
might be a way.
There's a copyright, obviously, and a trademark.
You could
for Miss
do maybe
Piggy.
a caricature.
We could do
There you
we could
go.
do something. We could do something now. Now it's a Shirley Slurpee. Yeah, we love some slurp over here, Charlie. You know that, man. I know you were in studio last week watching all the chats and having a little bit of a giggle when there was a whole thing going down.
Oh my gosh.
Charlie was laughing. I'm trying to talk to somebody on the phone, and he's over here busting his ass, and Billy's watching this whole thing go down. And come to find out, there's somebody on the chats saying something along the lines of, "Oh, my brother didn't want you anyways," or something like that. I don't know what was going on, but some crazy
Oh, there was
stuff.
like some fight or whatever.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was crazy. It was something that I look, I understand it's going to happen on our chats because we're fucking crazy individuals anyways. We love to
Oh,
have fun.
so other people were arguing on your chat.
Oh yeah, no, well, I mean, it was on
Oh, okay.
Facebook. See, here's the thing. Like, I know.
hey, if anybody knows about arguing on Facebook, we can just go past that.
Oh, we're not even going to bring that. That's
No, I'm
irrelevant.
saying like I just know about arguing on Facebook.
Oh, I
do.
know. I'm just saying, like, the one thing I do want to see, though, and I don't know if it's going to be possible. Everyone out there, let me know. I mean, do we want to join everybody into one thing? Like, if we all just said, screw it, we're just going to stream on YouTube, would that be bad? Would that be good? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to make this a community, and if everybody gets on board with each other and we all have a grand old time together, we can chat with each other in real time.
I would love that. I would love
on the
to.
same
Well, and
platform.
you have more the whole point is there's more capabilities on YouTube. Facebook gets weird about shit.
That's true.
Alicia says, I love that Miss Piggy shit is everything. What did it go? It jumped on me. Shart show Shirley. Yeah. Shart show Shirley.
Shart show Shirley.
Rebecca says, thank you
that
for
five
ruining
times
my
fast.
7-Eleven Slurpee.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Between that and the fact that my fucking favorite candy is gummies, and you guys are just I am a PTSD now. I'm not gonna be eating gummies for a while.
All right. Speaking of which, if there's people on here already saying YouTube, there is substantially less filtering on YouTube. You will, yeah. So basically, what I've been noticing, this is also happening with our listeners on Facebook. They get kicked off of our stream and then they end up on YouTube anyways. If
Yep.
we all just go to YouTube, so I know we have 1.8 thousand people following us on Facebook. If everyone can just subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube, all
Instead,
1.8
Yeah.
As
we-
well.
Yes,
Yeah.
we would definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, because at some point, might as well just get off.
Well, here's the thing. I noticed
Facebook's just getting worse and worse.
they're censoring our listeners, which I don't like. I don't want that.
Oh my gosh! The one day I was just getting notification after notification,
Yeah.
or like this one, and well, I think it was what's her face flagging all their stuff.
Yep.
But either way, I was like, after a few minutes, I was like, "Will you just stop it?"
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. So Shane's saying Facebook hides the stuff they don't like. There's substantially less filtering on YouTube, which is
Yes,
true.
Yes.
Bonnie says we have to pay to comment on YouTube. No, this is all free. No payments. We do not want anyone to pay anything for commenting on it. No. I mean, YouTube is completely free. All you got to do is just subscribe, hit the bell. It's all free of charge. You just watch us on there.
Not like YouTube Music.
No.
We're talking about like just go watch the video.
Unless you're like,
because YouTube Music definitely charges you. I use YouTube Music.
or unless you're like one of those like big time like YouTubers.
Well, there's a thing.
We're
not there.
Yeah,
We're not there.
We're not there.
Lizard Bit says we have 636 subs on YouTube. It's true, we do, and we would love to hit 1K. If we can just get everyone on board with YouTube, we want to grow the show. We want to do some fun things with all of you people. I'm telling you right now, it's so much fun, and we'll bring more to the table of discussion here. I would like that.
We'd probably actually get a little bit more structured.
We probably would.
We just kind of do.
Yep. Leslie says YouTube for sure. I commented and it was free. And Megan's asking, can I comment on YouTube feed if I don't have an account? You should. That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think if you have a Google account, you should be able to do this. You don't have to have a channel or anything like that.
No.
You are able to do that.
Yeah.
And I know you can do a free one because I am a cheap person and I definitely do not.
Rebecca's right. This is completely true. No pay, just a Shirley gummy.
Aww.
That's it. It's one small little fee of Shirley gummy. That's it. It's all you get.
Ew.
Bullshit.
Do you want it hot?
Oh,
Hey, don't bring my mother into this.
I love how we have Dashman's mom's sound effect on here still.
You just had to put that in there.
Thank you.
I'm actually kind of jealous right now that she's in Florida right now.
Oh man, she's having a good time down there.
Have a
Thank you,
good
Lizard
time.
Bits, for commenting the link to our YouTube, and we appreciate you. Everybody,
Yes,
please
thank you
share
so much.
and like. We really do appreciate it. We really want to see where we can go and what we can bring. If we can make these conversations on a national level, I don't even care about international. If that happens, cool. We do have people that listen in Canada, and surprisingly in like China and all that stuff. I showed you guys the statistics, and that was only on Spotify. Just imagine everywhere else. But I would like to, Sam's story and other stories like this.
A little bit more getting in depth on some of the, if you could find, like the one that we're bringing up later. There's not so much going on yet.
We can bring it up now.
Okay, we can do that.
I mean,
because there's not as much out there, you know what I mean? And, and it would be nice, just like in this case, if we can get people to come forward and bring some insight.
We just like to bring awareness and just like,
we like to bring awareness,
to light,
have fun. We also like to, make jokes, obviously.
Dark humor.
Yeah, but we need to do that because that's the entertainment part of it, and we need to cope in a way because I'm going to be honest with you,
it's so sad.
Just looking at, I'm going to be honest with you, and this is just a transparent thing. This is not a bit. This is 100% truth because that's just the way it is. Looking at all the stuff that I've been looking at, and I'm sure you all can attest to this as you do your own research on all this stuff, it does wear on you. Mm-hmm. And it wears on you, especially with like getting the more details and just like going in and seeing like all the stuff that's been happening, not just in, this case, but every other case it's out there that I've been trying to look up and see what else we can bring to the forefront. But like specifically in Sam's case, like when all the updates came out, and they, mentioned all the stuff. And I knew that was only just the tip of the iceberg. We already knew that the stuff that we've been told already and are being told continuously is just the tip of the iceberg. There's obviously more to it, and just the verbal abuse, the physical abuse, all that. It's just,
and it's sad to...
Yeah, it's depressing.
It gets frustrating. Well, and it's frustrating to see, especially if it seems like there was ample sign.
Yeah.
Like this, I don't know. So that's what my curiosity about this case is was there any ample signs, or was this some weird snap?
This one here, and before we get into it, there's some comments because Stephanie's saying we talk about tough or sorry, I fat tongue in my mouth. It's not the gummy. We talk about Huff. No, we're actually getting to that now.
Right now.
So. And this is going to be a huge conversation about mental health, and I don't give a fuck if anyone likes it or not. It needs to be talked about. The mental health crisis that's happening in our country, let alone the world, is skyrocketed, and nobody wants to bring it to any conversation. It's crazy. Kiki, thank you for that comment. I enjoy your show way better than any other radio show. I'd love to see you guys go big. We would love to see it too, because I know like the radio shows that you hear on here, they're like scripted and they have to watch the words they say. Here it's just you get what you see and you see what you get. And we tell you exactly our opinions. We try to get the facts. We have discussions on these things. And right now we're about to discuss this Dave Huff incident that happened in Syracuse, which I just can't believe.
What happened, though?
I'm going to tell you that, Austin. Hold on.
Yeah.
So here he is. Here's a picture of him. If you're listening to the audio version of the show on Spotify, I encourage you to go to our YouTube channel. This is 43-year-old David Huff, and he, on Monday night, shot and killed his girlfriend, Yeraldith Schutte, 32 years old, and his son, who was 11 years old, Jeremiah Huff, with a shotgun at their residence on 128 Roney Road in Syracuse Valley on the evening of May 17th. This was past Monday. He was arraigned in court on March 20th in front of a throng of family members who hurled expletives at him. Now, let me just tell you this, okay? Put yourself in this situation. This kid's mother, Jeremiah, which wasn't the girlfriend, mind you, that he shot and killed.
No, the mother lived in Florida.
Yes, there was some confusion I saw in some of the comments on Facebook and whatnot, saying, they're like, oh, he killed the mother, and no. The mother was on the phone with Jeremiah, her 11-year-old son.
He called her.
Yes, he called her, and she had to pretty much witness this going on the phone, and then had to hang up to call 911. Now, David Huff, his father was in the house as well.
Stepfather.
Stepfather, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And he shot at him. Luckily, did not get killed.
See, okay, yeah, because I have theories.
Okay, we could talk about that. So basically, this happens on Monday night.
So he tried to kill, and then he hauled ass out the door.
He did. And then come Tuesday morning, this is where this picture was taken from a body cam footage. They promptly arrested him. And we are here now. We don't know too much details on this whole thing. I did some diving into, I hate saying it, but Reddit. I did some diving on there. I did some diving on YouTube. And there are people that personally know this guy. Like the one on Reddit said, something along the lines of, you don't know what happens behind closed doors, which I've said that before or something. Right. And said, this was our lawn guy for 3 years. Now think about that. Like the people that knew this guy, they're saying this is out of character, because the other comments I saw on Facebook, there was multiple that said he went hard for his son. He loved his son. He cared about him. He did a lot of things for his son. What drove this guy, a 43-year-old man, to not only, kill his girlfriend, but to kill your own son, who's 11 years old?
Yeah.
As a parent, look, we all go through day-to-day shit. We all get angry. We're human beings. We all go through our spurts of like lows, highs, whatever, but not once in my mind would I ever think to myself, I need to go this far. And to kill your own fucking kid, your own child, 11 years old? What drove this guy to go to the brink of no return? What drove this guy to be coherently okay with pointing his shotgun at his fucking son and pulling that trigger? What makes somebody do that?
I don't know.
Honestly,
I have a theory, but I don't want to make
We can discuss this, man. We're open to theories.
I have a theory that maybe there was some kind of dispute, and to the point where it was like maybe the mom, cheated on him and like found out that the 11-year-old is not actually his.
They're not related like that.
Okay,
so the woman that passed was his girlfriend.
Right.
The mother of the child, they've been separated for a long time, and
so that wasn't
in Florida.
his. Okay.
No. Yeah, that was the confusion.
There wasn't and in fact, when the mother got the call, I don't think she expected. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
there might have been a dispute between him and his girlfriend.
I was gonna say maybe like a dispute or something.
But in like what? Because the kid was there, maybe like
in the way or something.
See, because what I'm saying is because what happened was he gets to the stepfather and the gun jams, and so he doesn't manage to kill him, but he had intended to. And so I wonder if at that point, regardless of what was going on with him mentally, his process might have been to take the whole house out along with himself, but the weapon jammed, so his plan changed.
So did he attempt suicide? Do we know that?
He could, well, no, he didn't attempt suicide is that I've seen in any article, but what I'm saying was his original plan to go to that, you know what I mean?
Go to that route.
Yeah.
But because when the gun jammed by the third person, so was his intent to just kill the stepdad and leave, or was he going to kill the stepdad and then kill himself? But when he went to kill the stepdad and the gun stopped working, he ran out of like
Ammunition.
you know what I mean? Like he decided, well, plan B, walk out the door.
Yeah, if you're just joining us right now live here
I don't know.
on the M-Balm Effect, the photo you're looking at is a 43-year-old man named David Huff. He has he's been arrested for shooting and killing his girlfriend and his own son, 11 years old, and his girlfriend was 32, with a shotgun. And
And he's also, one of the charges is also for the attempted murder of the stepdad.
yes, exactly. Yeah, no, we don't want to forget that, because there's 3 people directly involved in this household that were, 2 unfortunately passed away, and 1 that could have been killed.
If the gun hadn't jammed, or if like whatever it was, like if he was in some kind of psychotic state of mind and didn't know that he had to reload, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because they're not getting into that information, but whatever it was, he intended to kill the dad as well.
Stephanie says, I am still baffled about the mom listening to this whole thing. Yeah, she was hearing this on the phone. There's nothing you can do about it. She's down in Florida.
I was going to say, yeah, and I think he called after he had already been shot, so it was like he called to tell her.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, think about that. Think about being a parent on the other side, states away.
She's been wailing for days. I can't imagine how she feels. That's your last moment. That's your last moment with your son, is on the phone before his demise. Well, I mean, just in general, to lose a child when you don't expect to, obviously, all of these moms and these things that we're talking about, I feel so bad for them.
I do too. It sucks, and it doesn't matter what age the kid is. Doesn't matter. You lose your child. You should be burying a parent before you bury your kid. And it's just this whole thing where she witnessed this on the phone, and there's like, you wish you could just fucking reach through the phone and stop it.
Oh my God, yes.
And there's nothing you can do. You're helpless to the whole situation, and you hear this unfold in front of you on a phone, and there's nothing you can do. Alicia says his son was the cutest little dude ever, too. Again, so methed up. I mean, was there drugs involved? I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's been too much details. Here is a photograph of his son. So
there's not much detail on. The kid was a good kid, so there definitely wasn't like like some friction going on between him and the child.
Yeah.
So that makes, you know what I mean. So that's like.
Yeah. This whole thing. I mean, just look at this
kid. You know what I mean.
And look, there's other photos up here. I got this one here too.
And from all of the reports, I mean, like, obviously, like anybody says, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors, or if there was any turmoil leading up or whatever, but she is in the mental health. She helped, I think, substance abuse. She was like a counselor. She helped troubled people.
Yeah.
So it's not, you know what I mean? Like,
this is so, like, when you look at the photo of the kid, there's so much more to life than he experienced, and he'll never be able to experience this because this coward of a father of his. And so, I mean, the 32-year-old girlfriend too. I mean, she was young, 32. The whole thing, it makes you infuriated. The whole thing, it pisses you off, especially being somebody who's a father. And I love my kid, and he's not even 2 yet. And just thinking about it, like, there's not a fucking chance in this world that I could ever understand some fucking coward like this guy. I don't give a shit what anyone. I don't care what the details come out. I don't care what the fucking reason was. There is no good or any way, shape, or form justified reason to kill your fucking child.
No, I mean, are you not like,
it's definitely messed up?
Not like you want it to be that way, but I mean, like, there is. Unfortunately, unless you notice, so somebody said something about Where did I see some comment about him possibly mentioning to the neighbors, making some backhanded comments about voices?
I don't know. Did we get a comment like that?
I feel like I think it was something that when I was reading through articles today.
Okay.
But my thing is how do you know when somebody's had a issue like that their whole life and when it's become onset for another reason? Like, did he have a past concussion issue? Like,
Yeah.
how did you make this decision this day? Because from what it sounds like from people close to him, they weren't like a volatile couple or something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Alicia says.
Yeah.
Alicia says, seriously, a shotgun? Really? Maybe he shot the son on accident. Maybe the little guy was trying to protect the woman. I don't think this was an accident. There's no way this was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, at least not pulling out the gun to shoot it in the first place.
No. But so, I mean, by that theory, you would accidentally kill your kid and then just, okay, well, fuck everyone, and then just shoot everyone else? Like, I don't know about that.
I don't know. Something, I mean,
but I don't know. I mean,
Obviously
it's a theory, and I appreciate that comment,
yeah,
but
well,
I don't know if that's
something's
really
wrong with in his brain.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Like, what was going through this guy's mind when he was?
Because it'd be one thing if he had a history of domestic violence, or you know what I mean, or like.
Yeah. Jordan says, my son died at 11. It's the most heart-wrenching thing a mother could ever go through. Apart from yourself, dies too. Yeah. And you never get over, you never heal, and you grieve every moment missed, every first you will never have. So sorry for this mother. Yeah, and we're sorry that you had to go through that. Yeah. And we're sorry that the Nordquist family is going through what they went through.
Parents should have to bury their
and they're
kids.
still going through. And we're sorry that this mother has to go through this now, knowing that she had heard the last moments of her son's life on the phone. And again, I will never understand. I mean, look, I get it. We get angry, we get upset, but there's no good enough reason in any way, shape, or form to fucking do this. This is sad.
Well, what mentality do you have to be like? Well, that was like that one woman who strapped her baby to her chest and jumped into the ocean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. Like, sometimes you get those psychos who think the child's better. If I've got to go, they got to go with me. But like I said, that's the only. I don't know if maybe at the end he had intended to take himself out, and then when he didn't, he just kind of zombified and walked around until. Like, where did he go? Also, did somebody harbor him, and why would you do that?
Right, he was gone for a whole night, and then the cops finally found him.
But he might have been wandering, hiding in dumpsters or something.
Could be. Rebecca says, "Did this coward have an extensive criminal background?" I don't know.
No,
that's a good question. But
that is a good question.
But the thing is, though, is the people that knew him said that this was an uncharacteristic thing of him to do.
They said that he might have had a little something on his record. Nobody mentioned what it was, but it was nothing violent. Like maybe he did something when he was young or something. It didn't explain that.
Right. Annalise is on with us on the M-Balm Effect. Hello, Annalise. How are you?
I'm good.
Annalise, I know you live in the state of New York, but you've definitely probably heard this because obviously it's in New York that this happened, but the town of Syracuse. What do you think of this whole thing?
Oh, damn. Honestly, I just think, I don't know. I don't know too much of it like the other thing. I just think it's what did the kid do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, I don't think.
I mean, even if the kid did anything, there's no good enough reason for a father or a mother to go and shoot their fucking kid.
Yeah, no, it's fucked
up. It's infuriating, man. Because as a parent, you want to protect your kid. You want to see them grow up and live a good life. And
a good
be happy.
Parent, at least.
Yeah, and this guy goes and turns his shotgun on his son and just ends it. Like, what's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
But, enough for nothing. I know we talk about mental health awareness and all that stuff on this show, but this is another reason why people need to wake up. We need to wake up. All this bullshit about politics and religions and all that, we need to start thinking about things on the ground level here. We need to start thinking about things that make sense. Like, we are all going through shit every single day of our lives. And some people just want to put it out there like, hey, let's mental health awareness? Who needs to talk about that? Well, we do. We need to talk about it because it's stuff like this that just ends up happening, and people wonder why.
I'm more than willing to talk about mental health since I actually did something good for my mental health. Was I actually talked to my counselor? So
Yeah.
yeah, and I feel like that's something that everyone needs to do is like go see a therapist. Just shoot the shit with the people you want to talk to, and do some self care. Whether it's like go to a spa or do some yoga, do some exercise.
Well, that's just it, man. I go to the gym, right? So I go, dude. Seasonal depression's a thing. It happens. We all go through some shit, right? I mean, lately I've been going through it. Today was not the best of days, but we're still here. We're doing things. I did my routine, but we're fucking here, man. And it's some people just. This guy's a weak-minded fuck. Let me just put it out there. He's a weak human being. He's a weak individual. And whatever his reason is not good enough for anybody, as far as I'm concerned.
It's a monstrous thing to
do. You get
man.
your shit together. Go to the fucking gym. You're upset. You're angry. Go lift some fucking weights. Go for a run. Go take a cold shower. Go in a cold plunge. Do something.
Well,
Don't fucking kill your kid. Don't kill your family. What's wrong with you?
Well, and if things ain't working out, you gotta let somebody go. You don't gotta be, like I don't know if maybe they were, like he, you know what I mean? They were breaking up. Something, unless he had something sick in his brain, where his brain was not thinking straight and he was thinking some weird ass shit. It's got to be like relationship related, and I feel like it has to do more with her.
Yeah. It could very well be. It could very well be.
But and like I'm saying, like like I don't know.
Dylan says, I can't imagine what it would be like if I lost my 2 daughters. I can't imagine the pain of a parent would go through dealing with losing their child.
Dude.
No, dude, look, I know I'm still new to the game, but I'm still a parent of going on 2 years, and I just couldn't imagine. And I don't get it. What makes you go through this action of killing your own kid? I mean, I know we talked about a little bit about Chris Benoit and that whole thing that happened back in 2007, and that whole thing.
What did they even end up trying to say that they felt like
with Chris Benoit?
Yeah.
I think
was it like
I think it was
rage?
I think it was the CTE. I think it was all the head trauma, the damage, like his brain being of an 80-something-year-old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that he started having delusions and snapped.
Yeah, did the steroids have anything to do with it? I don't know. But in this guy's case, like, what's up with this guy though?
Well, that's
because
what
there's no
I'm saying.
background. There's no history from what I saw.
Well, there's definitely not a violent history. And like I said, I saw somewhere that they mentioned that like what little charges he had in his past didn't steer anywhere near in this direction.
Yeah.
So I assumed that it must have been something silly. Or, you know what I mean? Like it. Yeah. So to have a person get to this level, and if she's got any kind, do you wonder if she saw some signs and thought, I can handle this?
Yeah. I mean, it could be.
You know what I mean? Instead of maybe, even if this is kind of in my line of work, I should be seeking somebody else to help with this. Because, like, for example, not to do such a horrible different parallel, but like you tell your kids something, you can give them the best advice on the fucking planet. You can tell them it 20 times because you've been there, done that.
Right.
And they're all like, okay, what the fuck ever. And then a stranger will tell them that same shit. And then they're like, oh, yeah. And then they do it. And they're like, yeah, I'm so glad such and such told me. And you're like, you little, you know what I mean? So you wonder if maybe she thought, I got this. Like maybe she noticed something was going on and she thought, if I can help drug addicts, I can help this man with his problem. And it must have obviously been way out of her league.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well be an addiction issue that might have happened. We don't know yet.
Or like a mental snap. But if he's never been possessive before,
yeah, that's the question. Like, what exactly drove him to the brink of this?
Right.
Lizardbit says shotguns are easier to get if you have a hunting license.
Yes,
you can purchase
that's
a
true.
hunting rifle. Handguns are a lot harder to get, and I know we've talked about that on the show.
That's very true.
We've talked about that on the show. And look,
as someone that works for the pistol permits office,
that wasn't his. He obtained that illegally. I guess
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, they're saying that it wasn't a legit buy. Like they You know what
There was
I
no
mean?
background check for his purchase and all that. He didn't buy it at a.
He did not get that shotgun. He took that. They don't know. They still are figuring out where he got it from.
Okay.
So the shotgun was not, you know what I mean?
I mean,
I don't know if maybe the stepdad had one, if he found somebody else and, borrowed it.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is, I hate to say this, but like, even your bestest bro in the world, if you got the permit,
Yeah.
don't let your buddy borrow it. Like, oh, I know my
Yeah.
buddy and I know
No,
he ain't
you
going to do
don't.
that.
You
Maybe you
don't.
don't.
If anything, that's
No.
been happening in this world right now, especially in Sam's case, this is all to tell you that you don't know exactly who you're getting involved with, even if you think you know them. And I would be very, very cautious of who you trust in this lifetime. And I'm not saying that to be cynical, because I'm going to be honest with you. I've dealt with enough people in my lifetime of 30, 40 years to know that I have a hard time trusting people. And it's because of the stuff that I've seen and witnessed and experienced in my own life. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm more withdrawn on that stuff. But like in these cases, Sam traveling from Minnesota to come here and then being put in this situation, then that was his demise. He didn't see that coming, right? No. But just be very careful and cautious of who you trust and who you associate with. And, just be very understanding that not everybody you see or know is who they claim to be.
Well, and also I would like to add that sometimes people don't realize that they're in a volatile situation.
Right.
So my other story, the one that I had mentioned about when I had the gun pulled on me, she was a chick I had met at college. We had a class together and she was very talkative and she would hang out and talk for hours after class. And she asked me to come hang out with her once. And the first time I met her boyfriend, I immediately knew that he was not a very nice person. I mean, she had mentioned that he had been in juvie and he really hadn't. He was like 25. We were 21-ish, and he really had spent more time in systems than he had been out of systems.
Gotcha.
And he was like Billy's size, but very thick and solid.
Yeah.
And he just rubbed me wrong at first, but I didn't really notice. But she would eat a lot with me, but when she was with him, she wouldn't and stuff. We were in the same sociology class. We get to the section about abuse.
Yeah.
And everybody, when you say spousal abuse, immediately just goes to like literal me hitting you, you hitting me, violence. And there is so many other levels of a way that somebody can manipulate and put somebody down and isolate them through money and all kinds of other manipulative ways that's just not the only way you can do it. And I finally turned to her and I said, if you look at this wheel, at that point, I didn't know that he got physical.
Right. Yeah.
This came after this point.
Yeah.
But I pointed to the wheel and I said, that, and that. Pat does all those things to you.
Jesus Christ.
And she was like, holy shit, you're right. I probably should get out of this relationship. Like, she hadn't seen it herself. And then when she went to try to break it off, she comes to school with a black eye and tries to say, would you believe that he accidentally hit me with a snowball too hard?
No.
And I said, absolutely not. You need to not go back. And she wanted to go back to the house to grab some fishing stuff for her dad.
Jesus Christ.
And I said, well, fine. Then I'm fucking going with you. Even though, I'm 4'11" and this man is, the size he is in his background.
Yeah.
But I made a friend go with me who...
Smart idea.
Well, he, quite frankly, even afterwards, he scolded me and was like, what in the fuck?
Really?
Well, because he's a smaller guy. But the lucky part of it is because he was one of my best friends, his brothers and his cousins were very well known in the area to not be trifled with, even though he was the baby boy and the soft kid of the family that I had befriended. Just his last name brought a certain attention in the area. So he was sitting in the car, her and I go in to gather her things, and he goes to hit us both. And I dodged to come upstairs to, at the time we didn't have cell phones yet.
Right.
Jay was in the car, but he had a pager, but we would still have to go
Pager,
somewhere,
man.
But there was a 7-Eleven a minute up the road, and I was about to go up to fucking call the cops.
Yeah.
And it turns out that he decided to go for the weapon, and she followed me out the door. She was on the floor of my passenger seat, and I'm getting in, and he comes out with the gun, and he was like, you get her out of the fucking vehicle or I'm shooting. And I said, you can go ahead and shoot. Like, my death can be your incarceration for life. You can feel free to rob, but I'm not making her get out of the car. And then thankfully he wanted to know who was in the back seat. And when I said the last name, the gun went back into his pocket.
Yeah.
And then also another female friend of him was walking up the driveway and was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And we were able to pull away. And a few months later, he ended up back in jail for assaulting a man at a bar with a broken beer bottle.
Fucking surprise.
So,
surprise.
You know what I mean? So I was ready. I was shitting my pants, but I was ready to take the bullet that day. But she, up until that point, I mean, like, she was a very strong, independent woman, and she did not even realize what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, look, and I know we talked about this with Dez. You know, everybody's like, oh, how do you not see this? Why do you not leave? It's like, well, you don't understand. You don't get it because you're not in that situation, and you can't understand it unless you are. And everyone has their own reasons as to why they stay and why they just put up with it. And unfortunately, sometimes it's too late. But other times, you
can't
know.
understand the situation unless you go through it yourself.
Exactly, Austin. Exactly. And I think people need to just put themselves into perspective. They need to understand that not everyone's going to understand that situation. You can't always understand a situation. Just be, at least if you have somebody that's in that situation and you know them, you're friends with them, maybe it's your family, whatever. Lend your ear. Yeah. Lend your ear to them. Listen to what they have to say. Be supportive, but don't be judgmental.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The last thing you want to be is just judgmental. You know, yeah.
Well, and then, like, the opposite was with that Heather chick was, like, brainwashed. It didn't matter. But at least I felt better that I tried. To this day, I still wonder what happened to her, even though she decided to throw me under the bus instead of, you know, save herself. But I hope he didn't escalate.
Hopefully not.
And I hope that, you know what I mean, or I hope she got away from that dude, you know. So I have two different ends. I had the other woman, she ended up getting together with somebody that she had been, you know, a boyfriend and girlfriend with when she was in, like, grade school, and they have two wonderful kids together and a happy fucking life. And she was, to this day, is like, thank you for helping me put my foot down and get out.
Yeah, 100%.
You know.
Rebecca says, do you have M-Balm Effect t-shirts? We do.
Yes.
We sure do.
Yes, we do.
We actually do.
We also have beanies, too.
Yeah, we got all.
As you can see, I'm wearing one.
Yeah, I mean, they can't see it right now, Austin, but they will. There you go. You have one. Yeah, I mean, we do have it. You know.
Does it come with the pin?
It does not come with the dab pin.
Yeah, it says I dabbed today.
Yeah, here you go. There you go. There you are. There's the M-Balm Effect store. You can go to the mbalmeffect.com or the mbalmeffect.bigcartel.com. We have a brand new shirt. Here's your t-shirt. This is on right now, $19.99. We also have a mug in there. There's the beanie right there. So if you want to support the show, represent the dirty, you can do so. We have stickers you can put on your car if you'd like. This is one of my favorites here. We haven't shown this in a while. The Embalmer's Raglan shirt. Yeah. So established in 2019. This one? Yeah. The rated M pullover hoodie?
Oh, yes.
I need to get one.
Yes. Well, you know,
the hoodies
Austin,
are snuggly.
They're right there. You can get them right now online, and you can get them right now. So there you go. But yeah, we do have merch. So if you want to check that out, thank you for asking. I think Charlie did put a link down there. But let's Annalise with the your. She's got your. Yeah, Annalise has herself a nice sweat. She's got the hoodie too.
Hell yeah.
Sheila says, right after my nephew got home from the army, he was in an abusive relationship, and I had to help get him away from her. Look, it does happen on both ends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the instance with Precious. Same thing there.
Also, Lizard said I flew today too.
Where?
Oh, shit.
Where was that?
Look at the bottom.
Right here? Oh, shit! There she goes. Wrong sound effect, Austin.
They flew today.
Woo! There you go.
I saw that.
It's
I
an
was
inside
like,
joke.
Yo, that's awesome.
It's an inside joke of when somebody says it first, they get the win. They get the win for the day. It's pretty much whoever gets it. If we can, I would like to make that a little bit of a challenge or a competition, or like give something back. I don't know. How can we do that?
We'll have to figure that out.
We'll have to figure it out. We gotta. I would like to do more with that.
But yeah, I feel bad because men often get taken less seriously
It's true.
when they are being abused, and everybody's like I said, people don't think about the other parts of the wheel.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, well, first of all, a girl can't, a woman can abuse a man, whether you want to believe it or not.
Yep.
And,
yes, they can.
And they definitely, we are definitely a good species at emotional warfare.
Yeah.
And I have seen some women ruin some lives, and I've seen some men ruin some women's lives. So I would like to say that ruining lives is an equal opportunity thing when it comes to spousal abuse. It's just...
It goes both ways.
Yes.
Bill says, what's crazy is that David Huff's girlfriend was someone who was a social worker who
Yes.
worked with the mentally ill, and turns out her boyfriend is as mentally as ill as they get.
Yeah, see, and that's why I wonder if she thought she could help him, but like he was looking at her like a girlfriend, not like a therapist, and maybe that just didn't, you know what I mean? She should have reached, maybe it would have helped her to reach out to somebody else. It's definitely not her fault. It's whatever it is still obviously 100% on him, but I wonder if she saw some signs but thought, I got this. I can help him.
Lizard Bits says, so it was like the Webster shooting incident? No, are you talking about that one? God, what was his name? Oh, no. I know exactly what she's talking about, but I just don't remember the names. Was it Charlie? Am I thinking about... Oh, man.
Was it a family? Or
Yeah,
was it...
there was a family where the kid had shot the father because, I don't know if it's true or not, but there was allegations that the father was beating the mother, and then the son just finally had enough and wanted to protect his mom and shot him. That happened. Yeah, I remember that happening. Is that the one that you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Oh no, you're thinking about the one with the firefighters.
Oh, that one
Oh,
was
yeah, that's
horrible.
right.
The one that the guy that set the fire and then was, that was horrible.
Oh yeah, the guy had a woman get the automatic right. Yeah, so it's basically the same thing except for so Dawn Nguyen had purchased a Bushmaster AR-15 for this Billy Spangler guy, which we talked about that briefly. I know this happened in 2012, and why are we talking about things in the past? Well, it's because we weren't around for the things that happened in the past, so it's still to the forefront of it because we experienced it here, and it was real close by.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like with that case, she purchased this Bushmaster AR-15 for this guy. He had gotten this AR-15 in his hands, and lo and behold, what did he do? He set houses on fire, killed his sister, and then he shot and killed 2 firefighters.
Fighters as they showed up to fight the fire.
Yeah.
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 Is kind of like a kamikaze thing. Like he was trying to trying to go for suicide by cop? Was that his goal, or he
ended his life over by the berm of that of Lake Road.
Yes.
So I don't know. The one guy who was a firefighter was a police officer in the town of Webster. He was a lieutenant actually, and I sort of knew him personally almost. And the whole thing is just crazy. I'll never forget that day. Lizardbit says, so whomever provided the gun to this asshole in Syracuse, they should be charged as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know how he got the gun. I mean,
correct.
if he did get somebody else to acquire it for him, who was it, and what happens to them? Right? Did they
There's always
Correct.
ways you can get guns. I mean,
Well,
legally or
well,
illegally.
we know this, Austin.
Well, I mean, if it's some back alley that they can't get it back to, that's one thing. But if literally, I don't know. But then again, it could be like Billy, like Bob up the road, like he said he was going. He had a raccoon out back that he couldn't.
I'm gonna go shoot me a raccoon.
You know
Yuck,
what I mean?
yuck.
So sometimes,
Yeah.
Calm down there, Goofy.
But like I said, the whole point is then, so as the gun owner, you have to be the responsible one to say, instead of lending it to you, how about I come down and kill that raccoon for you? Because it's your responsibility not to hand off your gun to somebody who doesn't have a license.
Yeah. I just saw this come up on my watch. Somebody's asking if we're live tonight. So this is the problem with Facebook, and it was on a Facebook chat that was created. Here's the problem with Facebook. It doesn't always let everyone know. I mean, we have 1.8K followers, right? Mm-hmm. And how many of those people are getting the notifications of our show being live when we're on? Not many. Mm. That's the problem I see with Facebook.
Anytime I'm at home and I'm, like I want to join in, even though I couldn't be here.
Yeah.
Even I just shared the live too.
I have to I have to go out of my way. I've got to go out of my. It's not like
you got us.
And I'm always liking all of our shit.
I got you, bro.
So
Not us.
you would
It's not
think that
just me.
it would just pop up easily, and it doesn't. I
It
actually
doesn't.
have to go find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashley says, "Oh, I remember that. Didn't he barricade himself in? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I remember
did.
that.
He did. This guy again should not have been let out of fucking prison. And why the judge that ruled him to get released is that person should be fucking disbarred. And he's probably not even around anymore, right? He got released in the late 90s. So
He might have had to retire after that.
but think about it. Like, think about being that judge, right? You get this guy out of jail, and then not that long after this happens, right? Say, I think it was like 96, 98, one of those 2 years, and then 2012, he does this horrific act. You're the judge watching this go down on TV, and you're like, oh, God, I don't want to show my face in public because I'm the one that did this. Like, you're the asshole that let this guy go. And he's killed people. He's lit fires. I mean, this guy, this is why we need a better system. And the system that we have now is broken. It's absolutely broken. There's nothing good about it right now, especially in New York. I mean, Austin, you know this. Your car was stolen by somebody, and nothing was done, right? Nothing.
Yep.
This person that stole your car is still out there stealing other cars.
Yeah. Although I did hear about, I don't know if you guys heard about this. Did you hear about a guy in Greece? Some guy shot a kid that was trying to steal his car out of his driveway.
Yeah.
It was like some
Yes.
47-year-old. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know. I mean, hey, some people are starting to fight back. So, I mean,
But the problem is, though, is with New York state law.
Yeah, but his firearm was also illegal.
oh, yeah.
That too.
That's
So
the one. That's another
unfortunately,
thing.
unfortunately, even though it was probably justified, it was not justified all at the same time.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
mean,
like-
but it's all about intent, right?
Yeah.
So if you
Definitely.
have somebody in New York State breaking into your car and you go outside and you shoot them, you're going to jail. You're going to get charged for second-degree murder. You're going to get charged,
Yep.
and that's what's going to happen. If somebody breaks into your home and you shoot them because you think your life's in danger, because it is. I mean, if somebody's breaking into your home, your life is in danger. Your family's in danger. Everybody inside that house is in danger. Then yeah, I mean, as long as it's not in the back, you have a defense there.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You can. We don't have stand your ground laws in the state, but
Unfortunately.
I think it is unfortunate. This state has made it so that way, if you are a victim, it is very difficult for you to defend yourself.
It's a retreating state.
It is sad, yeah.
Well, but I'm so like when I worked for certain corporations, they're all about because of that kind of law system. It's all about like you don't risk for shit. You don't run after. You don't follow.
Yeah.
You don't pursue. You don't try to stop. You know what I mean? So that guy was probably screwed regardless because it was out front of his property, and they're thinking to themselves like, "Did you really need to do that over a car? You could have just used your insurance and got another car."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas at least if it's in the house, you can say, well, then it's still sometimes an argument because sometimes somebody can break into your house and slice open their arm as they're breaking in and sue you.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
That's okay, but
Yeah.
God forbid you have any accountability, Patty's Lodge, for the things that happen on your property. Sheila says, just in February, a judge upped a guy's bail for DV against his ex, and he paid bail, and the next day he killed his ex.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the type of things we're talking about. This is crazy.
Yep. That's
is-
just like that Gabby thing.
Gabby
you know what I
Petito.
mean? Because it escalates it. And unfortunately, you wish the victim would take those couple of hours that they're getting the paperwork done before they're released
Yeah.
to pack their shit up and haul ass. But that's not what always happens. Some of them don't have any support systems, especially if it's been going on for a long time and they've been isolated.
Yeah.
However, it sucks because if they just knew that most people, even if you cannot talk to me for a fucking year, and if you reach out to me, my friend, when she was my bestie during the pandemic, I didn't realize that she had been under the grips of a guy and kind of had developed a bad drug problem. She called me out of nowhere. I hadn't spoken to her in months, and she was all like, "I need help right now," and I'm fucking right over.
Yeah.
Right over. You know what I mean? Like, and it's unfortunately they think, well, I've shunned all my friends for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I call them, they're gonna tell me to fuck off. They're probably not even gonna answer. and I doubt that's the case. I doubt that's the case.
Temple of Jared says New York State has a duty to retreat law, meaning you must escape the house if possible before shooting. You must run from your own home. Isn't that amazing? And Lizardbit says in New York State, if someone breaks into your home, you have to call 911, and then you legally are able to defend yourself if you are trapped inside of your own house, I believe.
Yeah, so you got to be like cornered in your closet and absolutely prove that you feel like you're about to die.
But you can go beat your girlfriend or your boyfriend and get arrested, get an appearance ticket, and go back home in time for dinner.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? It's wonderful. And Kathy Hochul's too busy trying to put down corrections officers and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, where's she been on any of these heinous crimes that have happened? Where has she been on Sam Nordquist? Where is she going to be with David Huff? Where is she going to be in general about any of these things that are happening in her state that she is in charge of?
I don't know.
She's too worried about everything that's against her. And us as people that live in the real world, unlike her who has armed security, we have to worry that things could happen to us. And it's sad.
There at least needs to be some time release changes for certain offenses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fine, I get it. Like, you can't, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to blanket everybody under one thing because it would be ridiculous to, you know, charge somebody for having too many marijuana plants and keep them longer than, you know, something else. But domestic violence, there should be like a long period of time of being held so that the other person has ample opportunity, maybe even like a, hey, you sure you don't want to relocate kind of system going, something.
Yeah, something
different.
Teresa says Nebraska says we got self-defense rights, but this is when we get assaulted, we are charged with aggravated assault or battery. Yeah, that's not good.
Stupid.
It's not good. They make the victim out to be the criminal. It's fucking nuts. And this state does a good job at doing that too.
It's even when you're out in public, if somebody takes a swing at you, you have to be very mindful about like swinging back, because then all of a sudden you're just as much liable as the person who swung on you. And it's like, well, how are you supposed to handle that then?
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do? Try to hold them off?
Yeah, hold them off.
Right.
Hold them off. Alicia says, I'm going to go get a body cam for myself. The world has lost its damn mind.
Seriously, I was thinking dash cams. Seriously, at this point, with
dash cams.
with
Yeah,
all
we
of
should
the
have a
road
dash
rage issues and everything going on now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
just
for your own self-defense.
I sent you guys the video, right, of the Tesla thing going on.
Oh my gosh!
yeah.
Where the guy he fucking
I did.
He
I
lays on
did
the horn.
too.
He cuts this woman off. He stops the car in front of her and gets out and starts saying, "You need to sell your car. You need to sell your car." Now, what if this happened instead? Because it's coming next. This is just the beginning of what's going to come. What if he gets out of the? What if he get not even that? What if he gets out of the car and starts shooting at her? That's coming. That's coming.
Yeah.
These people are crazy.
Absolutely.
They're nuts. They're absolutely crazy.
It's too much. Like,
you got a Tesla. You're driving a Tesla. Oh, you're a Nazi.
Not everybody has the means and the opportunity to protest, and not everybody should have to be on everybody else's side. Like, I get it. I'm not a fan.
Me either. I'm not a fan.
So, like, if you're driving a Kia and somebody sees you're driving a Kia, they're like, "Oh, it's one of them fucking Kia boys," and they shoot you and kill you. Again, it's the same fucking ideology. Like, people need to just relax.
Hyundais.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you're famous, you got the means to make a statement, by all means. But some meek little lady driving down the road that, I don't know. I'm sure she probably, when she originally did it, it was more about being an environment lover than anything else. You know what I mean?
Do you see how quickly though things change? Do you see how quickly people just make accusations and get combative and confrontational? It's fucking nuts.
Move out of it. Move. If you don't like it, move. Well, I love to move, but guess what? I'm poor, so I'm where I'm at, and I'm allowed to voice my frustrations.
Come on, Andrea, you're not one of those millionaire podcasters now?
Let me just hop.
You're not like the Theo Vons of the world, or even better, Haktua girl. You can't just go make a joke and get millions of dollars.
I have a cousin I am seriously jealous of, because a few years back he had the money to
get a gummy.
Dual citizenship with Italy, And he has gone over to Italy and he's staying there for a while. And I'm like,
He's getting
man,
them-
I wish I could.
He's getting
stay
them
there.
Italian gummies.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Oh
getting
my
them
God.
Italian gummies.
He is.
Gummy
Man,
from
I
a
would love to go to
Goomba.
Italy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
Gummy from a Goomba. Alicia
know.
says, for real, Kathy Hochul should have definitely showed up for Sam's family. Yeah, I agree. But she's too busy combating corrections officers
Yeah,
over the
she
strike.
hasn't been to any of the vigils.
No, nothing.
Not
No, she
one,
don't care.
Not,
She don't
not
care
a
about nothing.
Smidge one of them.
No, she don't care.
Man.
All she cares about is putting the thumb
There's
down
been
on these
so
corrections
many.
officers.
There's been so many. You can at least go to one.
Well, she's not worried about that. She's worried about her image. She's worried about the fact that people are going against her with this strike in the corrections officers world. And they don't like her because of the HALT Act, which is making it more dangerous not only for the corrections officers but for the inmates inside. And she don't care. She just all she cares about is Kathy Hochul. That's it. It's unfortunate, but that's the truth.
She's like that lady who drove home and didn't think she needed to stop for the cop.
Yeah.
The DA. Remember that DA?
Oh yeah.
That didn't stop for the cop because she was. It's like, I'm the DA.
Sheila says-
I still have to deal with her paperwork every day in my office.
Every single day. Sheila says, I was told I was going to hell because I had a red car. Well, maybe you're a speed demon. Who knows?
Jesus.
It's okay. Sometimes maybe they need Jesus. I don't know. Sheila, that's what's happening, though. The world is crazy, and they're just saying, hey, you have a red car. Red equals bad. Bad equals hell. You're going to hell. That's the mentality here. That's the mindset.
I my entire life, not one of the vehicles that I have owned has been like me going out to specifically sought out that vehicle. It's more like it's within my price range and it's reasonable to use. It's not because, you know what I mean? There's no statement behind any of it.
So you're telling me if you have a Tesla and all the stuff that's going on right now, you can't just up and sell the car and just get another car,
Well,
right?
that's yeah. It's going to be real easy to sell something that everybody's setting
Especially
on fire.
when you have a car loan, like it's just like
Oh my
nah.
God, yeah, like for all they know that she's some fucking college student and that was given to her by her dad and that's all she's got to work with. You have no idea.
The DA,
no idea.
Bill says that DA last name was Dooley.
Ah,
Yep,
yeah.
Sandra Dooley. Yeah,
Yeah, the one that got pulled over in Webster.
No, she didn't get pulled over in Webster.
She drove him home.
You know what's
she
real-
pulled
you know-
over in her driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that part where she says, "Man, I gotta deal with all these criminals and shit like that." Yeah, bitch, I deal with all your fucking paperwork.
Sandra-
Yeah, I have to deal with that shit.
Sandra, was it Dooley?
Yeah, Sandra Dooley or
Dooley.
Dorsley,
If
something like yeah.
it was Dooley, that was the name of my aunt and uncle had a dog. They had a dog they hit in the backyard named Dooley.
Yeah, Doorley.
Dooley.
Doorley, yep.
Okay,
Sandra Doorley. We talked about her. We did. We talked about her. We even played
we played the video. And
played the video.
I remember that.
Austin, don't get yourself fired, bro. Lizard Bits said. Yeah, don't do it.
Be careful.
Sandra's coming for you right now, and she'll smash out her own teeth to give you a gummy. The gummy you'll never forget.
Yeah,
As
you make a good point.
That's why I'm careful about
the
group that I work for. I know some peoples. I know some peoples too.
Temple of
Not-
Jared.
not government side, but education side.
Temple of Jared says even if she bought the Tesla yesterday, she has a right to drive one. Nobody has a right to attack. Yeah, that's the thing though, because you see it. People are setting these cars on fire.
Well, they've turned it into a symbol, and yeah, I get it. Like the owner is somebody that you don't like, and you have decided that is his ideology. Well, then hate on him specifically. Don't buy his stuff if you don't. You know what I mean. Don't purchase from his company, but you can't run around, like getting violent with people who. In her case, she said she had already had it for 2 years.
No, it doesn't matter.
So
She
this is
supports him.
way before this. This is way before the.
But she
the
still gave him
arm
money.
Movement. You know what I'm saying?
I'll play devil's advocate here. She still gave Elon money. No, she's definitely endorsed.
Well, then I'm fucking screwed because I can tell you right now, until more recently, I have very thoroughly used Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jeff Bezos with the
I'm
rocket.
you know what I mean? So I'm up there with all the shitheads.
Elizabeth.
I use Walmart. I've used, you know what I mean? Like I've used all that shit, and I'm sure that if I had the fucking money, I probably would have had some kind of plug-in car because it's cheaper.
Shane says there's a whole website out there that with Tesla owners info encouraging arson on Teslas. See,
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. It's the kind of nonsense I'm talking about. Like,
That's
what,
insane.
What are we doing? Why are we doing
And that
this?
has nothing to do with any views because, like I said, I'm not a fan of him.
Do we care at this point? I mean, aside from politics, do we actually care? Like,
Well,
are we
there's-
just doing this because we want to make we want to make it about ourselves and we want to feel like we're doing
It's
something?
like the
Well, but
Boston
you're-
Tea Party all over again.
what
but
I'm
at least-
saying is
But the
doing.
thing is, like with that, at least there was some reason. This
Sure.
is not a reason. You are you're hurting people. You're putting them in financial debt. You're ruining their property. And then all of a sudden, you got the guys that are coming out, and it's going to happen with a gun, and then they're going to shoot people in the Tesla because you're in a Tesla. That's coming next. It's nuts. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like by all means, if you do have the means to get rid of it, do it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? If you can make a statement and you want to, feel free.
Feel free.
Like I said, anything that I don't morally feel correct doing anymore, I've curbed it on my own. But I'm not running around telling everybody else they got to do it.
Right. Lizard Bits says, side note, only one person from Facebook came over and subbed on YouTube. You now have 637 YouTube subs.
Thank
Well,
you.
hey, at least that one person did that. Now, everybody, please, in harmony, hold together each other's hands and sing Kumbaya as you swing into our YouTube channel
my lord.
and hit that subscribe button with the bell.
Kumbaya.
It'd be great.
I don't have the
Please.
cowbell. So
No,
this
no
isn't gonna
cowbell?
work.
Oh my god! Every time I hear the Kumbaya song, I
Well-
think of fucking Ren and Stimpy.
Yo, what is going on? Okay, so Doge Quest called Doge. Is this a real website? Can we go on this website?
What
Can
are we
go on
talking
this
about?
Doge Quest? Is this so? Shane's saying there's this website. I think he's saying that this is Doge Quest. Doge Quest. So can we get to this website? I don't know. A website map Tesla owners and their personal information amid a wave
Oh
of
my
attacks.
god! What the fuck?
Yeah, this is real, dude. It's real.
Yeah, see, that's too much. That's
Says-
like doxing people. Like,
March 19th, this was posted. It says Tesla owners confirmed on Wednesday that an online map decorated with an image of a Molotov cocktail includes accurate personal information about them, such as residential addresses, raising fears that activists oppose. What are they First of all, I'm so sick and tired of this fucking word activist. What are you being an activist for? What they should call you is asshole.
Well, first
not
of all-
activist, asshole.
More like domestic
well,
terrorists.
number one, unless you're on a lease payment, if it's an outright paid item, it's already done. The dirty deed is done. You can't take it back. You can't take that back. So I don't know what you expected to accomplish there.
So
yeah,
let's go.
and the dirty deed is done dirt cheap.
So let's go back here and let's reread this. Raising fears that assholes opposed to billionaire Tesla CEO Elon Musk could target them for vandalism. The online map went live Monday, displaying the names, addresses, and contact information of some Tesla owners and dealerships and members of the Trump administration in an attempt to whip up further backlash against Musk for his role in the Trump administration. 404 Media first reported the website's existence. Look, I don't care what your stance is on this fucking thing. Like, you're going after people that have nothing to do with this.
Yeah, they aren't the
because
main
they're driving.
culprits.
Yeah, they're driving a Tesla, dude. That's like going up to people that wear a shirt you don't like. Like, oh, that guy's wearing a blue shirt. I'm gonna beat his ass now and rip that shirt off.
Yeah.
Like, this is how stupid it sounds.
Well, like I said, because you don't know everybody's circumstances.
Right.
I mean, I guess if you know somebody who went out of their way to like fund a alt, you know what I'm saying? Like a KKK group or something.
yeah, yeah. If you
By
see
all
some,
means, treat him like he's an asshole.
yeah, if you see some dipshit with a stupid
Right.
white hat on that looks like a cone, yeah, you
Like,
beat his ass,
please
right?
Please do make him feel uncomfortable for his views.
But
But
or if he's wearing he's got like tattoos covered it like that's like swastikas and shit like
right,
that, you
yeah.
know?
I that is all very completely understandable. You can also, wear a shirt that says "fuck the president." I don't, whatever. That all doesn't matter as long as you're not violently attacking each other for no reason.
yeah, that's what's happening though. That's what's happening. Lizard Bit
For
says don't
things
pull.
that could be out of their control as well.
Lizard Bit says, don't pull anything up on the screen if it has personal information on it. Absolutely
Yeah.
not. We won't do that.
Yeah.
We did pull up a map one time of San Francisco's ship map. Remember that?
Oh my
They-
god.
so that way
yeah.
if you do a report on somebody taking a shit on the street, there's a whole map of it. And there's thousands.
People who take
Thousands.
in
taking
San
shit.
Francisco.
Yeah, in San Francisco. It's crazy.
My brother has had to take a shit jogging.
What?
Like joggers end up coming across that. Well, where are you supposed to go if you're like on a nature trail? And
Oh no,
shit?
this is because of the homeless epidemic that's happening in California.
Right.
And there's people out there. They have a shit
If I was
crew.
homeless, I would head in that direction because I'd rather be homeless in warm weather.
They have a shit crew out
True.
there, and they clean up.
Shit.
They clean up the shit. Yeah, they literally clean up the shit. We have the episodes up there. I don't remember which episode it was, but me and Billy and Charlie were going through this, and I think Austin might have been there.
Yeah, no, I do remember this.
And,
oh my god, it was so fucking funny.
Charlie
though.
couldn't believe it. He's like, "This is actually real," and I was like, "Yeah, this is a fucking real website because they can't clean their shit up. They can't get enough of the shit."
Interesting.
Lizard Bit says, I think I did watch that one with the San Francisco ship map. Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
That's the
Yep.
one. I forget what
Yep.
episode number that is, but it's out there.
It's
but-
so fucking weird though. Holy shit.
Well, I mean,
literally.
they gotta go.
But it's not. It's sad. But it's sad.
It is
because
sad.
nobody out there is doing anything to fucking clean it up. They're not out there to do anything to fix it. They're just out there like, yeah, it's no big deal.
Well, but in the same breath, if they like try to put out porta potties, people don't treat shit right. As a
They don't
person
treat
who's
this
been
shit
to-
right.
Well, they don't. As a person who's, oh my god, I remember going to a festival in Syracuse, Lollapalooza. I went to a Lollapalooza in Syracuse way back in the day, and slept in the parking lot overnight. And they had all these lovely, when we arrived there, lines of porta potties, and I was like, oh, all right, we're good to go. By morning, like, are you kidding me? The turd was higher than the seat.
Yeah,
And then you get people who are just like,
Good.
I don't know, let's wipe it on the wall. Let's wipe it on the. You're like, really? Y'all can't. You know what I mean? Like
nothing like going to a nice
nothing
When
Lollapalooza.
you say like shit's higher than this,
a lollapalooza, a poopa.
Lollapalooza, and smearing some shit all over the fucking porta potties. No big deal. It's fine.
you say like the shit's like higher than the sea. All I can imagine was that fucking episode of South
No,
Park.
I seriously, my buddy Chris Mullins opened a stall door and was like, "Look," and literally, seat here, pile of poop, the peak of it,
The peak.
the peak of the poop.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? It was like this.
And
there's
this
the
was at the
bowl.
place. So
It's like that episode from South Park.
It was just, and it was like soft serve.
Oh yeah. Remember Two Girls One Cup? Remember Austin? Do you remember your first time ever watching Two Girls One Cup?
Oh, I hated
Yes,
that.
I do.
That
yes.
was a
Disgusting.
memory you'll never erase from. I could not go to Cold Stone.
I can't scratch that out of my head.
I couldn't
dude.
go to Cold Stone for like a few months because I figured to myself, this is what they're doing in the back, and it's coming to me, and I don't want that.
See, I tried to argue a theory that was fake and that they were doing a ice cream enema or
You would
pudding
think.
enema
You would
and
think.
then you know what I mean,
But
and
it's
then
real.
like pushing it out.
It's real. No, it's real. It's disgusting. But this is how they make your Cold Stone ice cream. That's why when you go in there and you see that blonde looking at you when you're walking in, you're like, I know what you fucking did. I know what you did. I know you are a
not back
dirty
there
girl.
pooping.
You're such a dirty
They're
girl, you
now-
know.
Charlie says peak of the poop. Peak of the poop.
It was a poo peak, Charlie.
It
was
is.
quite. It was quite.
Dude, Shane's out here saying one guy, one jar. Now that,
Oh my
no
god.
pun intended, is a jarring video to watch.
Now that is a very jarring video too.
Okay. I don't know that one. And
You
I
don't wanna
even
know
wanna
that one.
the
You don't wanna
synopsis.
know- you don't wanna
Does this
know.
involve something breaking?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
I
yeah.
do know this one.
There,
Okay,
dude,
never mind. All
and I
right.
know,
La, la, la,
I
la.
know we talked about the other one in the past, but some of our new listeners might not be aware of this. But there was a video with a guy named Mr. Hands that gets even worse than the
Yes,
jar.
No, don't.
The jar, I think this was jarring even more than that. Dude, Mr. Hands. So I know that people may or may not know what Mr. Hands is, but I'm just going to break it down to you like this, okay? There was a guy out there videotaping himself having some relations with horses. Needless to say, he is no longer alive, ladies and gentlemen. He is gone, and you could probably understand why.
Yeah.
Think about that one for a moment.
Yeah.
Now, why in the hell? What drives somebody to go to the depths of hell to want to have sex with a fucking horse? Why are you doing this to yourself for videos?
That is a 10-pound
atrocious.
like
Oh,
20-inch
dude.
cock, dude.
Shane,
Ow.
Shane. Why did you bring that up? I remember this.
Or the girl from
Buffalo that ate her
no.
used tampon. That is so disgusting, and it's
No.
true. And I remember that. I remember that
I
video.
remember that too.
I thought it was fake. and I literally when somebody sent this to me. Now I had R.I.P. Colin.
Of course, she's from fucking Buffalo too.
This dude used to send me. I don't think he sent me this one. He sent me the BME Olympics on AOL Instant Messenger one time. That was a fucking horrible video. Horrible video. But the used tampon one, I said, nah, fake. And I was proved wrong by somebody who said, no, that's legit. And I was like, what drives anybody to want to do that?
Do what?
Yeah, to eat
Eat
a
one?
used tampon.
Ah, no.
Yeah, not just a tampon, a
First
used
of all,
tampon.
First of all, those things don't. I mean, like it depends on which kind you get. They don't all just degrade. Like you can't just like you know what I'm saying. Like no.
Temple of Jared says maybe Mr. Hands was from Rochester. Well, I would not be surprised. As a matter of fact, I remember there was a person with a horse place out in Victor or Farmington maybe, and he got arrested with this 18-year-old girl for having sex with dogs. Now, God knows what they were doing with the horses, but they were still alive, so maybe that wasn't too much there. But again, what drives somebody to want to have sex with an animal? It's
Bestiality, man.
Yeah, the BME lizard
What
business.
are they, furries?
Yes,
No.
the BME Olympics is just
No.
fucked up. Yeah, no, it's horrible, terrible thing.
No.
Yeah, but
Terrible
still,
thing.
like,
Alicia says, I remember running to a porta potty at a concert, and I came right back out as fast as I went in.
Yeah.
Porta
Oh, been
potties are the
there.
worst.
been
Well,
there.
and so sometimes you feel like I've been to some
Like the
women's.
smell fucking hits you like a brick wall. Like that's when I have to nope, I ain't going in here.
Well, but even if you go into, even if they have like a regular bathhouse unit, you know what I mean? Like some kind, like with stalls, like and in the middle of a like Darien Lake, you can go in there, right? And they've got 8 million stalls, and some girl has decided to wipe something all over the stall door. You're like, what are you thinking? Yes, correct. Yeah. Correct. You'll find like menstruation blood or poo, and you're thinking,
Why? So what drives anybody to want to put their hands on that and then just smear it all over the fucking
well,
place?
even if you accidentally touch it, aren't you in a stall with some goddamn paper?
Yeah.
Or if you're not, like, I don't know.
Don't you think you'd want to
rip
clean
part
up?
of the bag and like something? There's got to be a way. Flush the toilet and then wipe your hands off in the toilet water and then get out and wash the rest of them.
Yeah.
There's got to be 500 different ways that you could do it besides smearing it.
Well, there's people out there that just have a fascination with this stuff, Andrea. They can't help themselves.
Ugh.
Oh, let's see here. All right, so
Mr. Hands.
So somebody asked where Mr. Hands. So it says Mr. Hands can refer to several things, including an album by Herbie Hancock.
None of this is what you're looking.
That's not it.
No,
No.
because it's talking about piano jazz.
That's definitely not it. It's definitely not it.
Don't make that poor guy
All right.
into that. I don't
Oh,
think
God.
you're. Okay, there it is.
Okay, so this
He's from Washington.
okay, I'm sorry. Let's read this together.
I
in
mean,
harmony.
okay, but let's
The
be honest.
the Enum Claw horse sex case was a series of incidents in 2005 involving Kenneth D. Pinion, I don't know, an engineer who was, of course, it's the engineers. What the fuck is going on? So
Boeing. He's
what-
working for Boeing.
Of course, well, that explains everything. Engineers, first of all, are kind of crazy, right?
Hey.
They're kind of crazy to do that job. Second of all, you're in Boeing. This is what drove him to do this. So it says here, he worked for Boeing and resided in Gig Harbor, Washington. So there's your location. James Michael Tate, a truck driver. Douglas Spink. What a name is that? Spink. Likes to get spinked.
And other
Sphincter.
So it was a whole group of men.
Oh yeah, it's a whole group. He wasn't just alone to do this. You gotta have somebody. It's like a whole production, Andrea. It says opinion receiving is okay. So filmed and distributed zoophilic pornography.
Zoophilic, yeah.
Of Pinion receiving anal sex from a stallion under the alias Mr. Hands. After engaging in this activity on multiple occasions over an unknown span of time, Pinion received fatal internal injuries in one such incident.
No shit.
Acute, what does that say? Do you know how to say that? Peritonitis caused by traumatic perforation of the colon. What do you think is going to happen?
Peritonitis? I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
basically that's like ripping your
anal cavity.
and bleeding to death.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
No, every
Temple of Jared says James Michael Taint. No, Tate, not Taint. Taint.
No, it reminds me. Just hearing this fucking story reminds me of Who's seen Clerks?
Oh, all of them. Everyone.
Okay.
You're talking about the
Did you
third
the
Clerks
second
movie?
one.
Yeah.
No, the second
The
one.
horse fucker.
No,
yeah.
it's
The donkey one.
That's the third. That
It's
is
the
the
second.
second one. They
Yeah.
don't because the third one. Yeah, it is the second one.
Yeah, it was the second one.
Do you think that was a parody based off of this?
Probably.
Because that was 2006 when they filmed that, or when they released that. It might have been a parody.
Yeah, but they reversed the roles.
Right.
Because they thought that it was going to be a female. And
Yes.
and the female actually ended up being the animal.
Yes.
Not the man.
Yeah.
And it was, because they were like, they're all like, where's Kelly? And he's all like, the donkey.
The donkey show, Lizardbit says. Yeah, Lizardbit
Yes.
says the donkey show. Yeah. Dude, that
No.
fucking movie. So, like,
That was a good movie.
did you watch the third one?
I think I have.
I won't give away anything. I just will say this. So, like, from the first one to the second one, it was a little bit of a jump, right? But then you got to think, 2006 to when this third one released, which is like now, dude, they all got, you could tell,
They're
they all
old.
aged.
They're all old.
And I'm just like,
well,
wow.
yeah, because Muse there got all new teeth and got in better health because he wasn't in the greatest of health during that time
Right,
period.
Kevin got in better
and
health.
Kevin lost a whole shit ton of weight and chose not to go the superficial route and like get some lifts going on. So he's got all the weight loss wrinkles. You know what I mean? Like the little gobble neck.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of lifts, Alicia's asking, how big is a horse erection actually? Like 3 feet? Yeah. How big is that thing lifting up? I mean, there's a lot of weight to that thing.
Didn't someone say like it's about like it weighs about like 10 pounds too?
I don't. But also there's a
The
shape.
horse penis weighs about 10 pounds.
Yeah, let's look
It's got
it
a
up.
shape. I could have sworn that's kind of like a hooking device.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be.
Or is that a dog thing?
Look, I like how it says an
Can't
AI overview is not available for the search. It won't.
How heavy is a horse PP?
Oh, man. Okay, so the average adult horse weighs around 1,100 pounds, equal to about 500 kilograms. That's not giving me any information.
No, it's not going to tell you that.
The average horse weighs.
It says what is
Length.
size?
But why don't, instead
of
of
an
you
erect
can't put
horse?
weight. That,
I was just wondering what the weight was.
They're not going to tell you the weight.
Why not? There's got to be
They're
some.
just not.
What's okay? So
Haha, look.
when housed within the prepuce,
That's when it's inward. Which
20 inches long, right? So with the distal end being 15
Yeah,
to 20
about 2
centimeters,
feet.
which is about 5.9 to 7.9 inches free. When erect, the penis doubles in length and thickness, and the glands increase by 3 to 4 times.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So you're in for a hell of a ride when you
That's
are.
gonna hurt like a
And the
bitch.
caboose end already should be a gently treated area.
So think about this, Mr. Hands.
No. this is
Mr. Hands.
ridiculous.
Do you think he did research on this before he went along with this? Do you think he understood what he was in for, or what he was going to be in on?
Absolutely not. If he thought that he would have died, no.
Charlie says, "Yeah, let's get all educated on horse cock, horse dick.mpeg. Name that movie." Lizardbit says this took a left turn real fast.
It did. It
Happens a lot.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
This is how we get on this show. You
But
know?
that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. Like this show, we talk about everything, and we sometimes we educate you while it may not be things you think you're going to be educated on, but sometimes you need to be educated on things you might not think you are.
Thought you needed to know.
Random facts with M-Balm.
Always.
Just in general, the that area of the body is very thin and needs to be handled with care. So I don't really think it would have even, you know what I mean? Like just not nice treatment of the area is not going to be in your favor.
I was gonna say. I mean, like
What they should do. I'm sorry, Austin.
Oh, I was gonna say. I mean, think about it this way. I mean, pretty sure in Iowa it's legal to fuck a goat. So I mean,
Here's the thing, okay?
Really?
And Sheila
Really?
even says,
I'm not
glad,
here to interrupt to say.
that's all I gotta say.
Jesus Christ.
Sheila says, glad I'm not a female horse. So here's what I think should happen, okay? I think this should happen.
Oh, no.
Miss Piggy is in jail, right?
Oh, here we go.
I
here we
think the fair thing to do at this point, because the horse doesn't know any better, put a stallion in there. Get a Clydesdale. I don't care what it
No.
is. Just get something nice and big. Put it in the cell with her and let it have its way.
I'd rather
Let it have its way. Why
I'd
not?
rather-
I mean, Mr. Hands went out this way, so can Miss Piggy.
Nah. There's an episode. You ever watch the TV show Monk?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Okay. So there was the episode in the case where this elephant kept crushing people's heads.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we need. On command, elephant crushes whatever's underneath its head. You know, you lie her down.
Oh, yeah,
Lie
yeah.
her head on a little table, and then you do the command, and like a watermelon, it's gone.
I know that's too quick though. That's too quick. I want to see some prolonged activity here. Just like she did to Sam, I want to see some prolonged activity. Hey, what's good for the goose is good for the horse. And in this case, it will be a Clydesdale or a stallion in which they put them in the cell.
Bound and quarter instead of the horse pull.
But like a perforated
You know
asshole.
what I'm talking about? Nah.
Yeah, this is what you get, and then you bleed out.
Nah. You
Charlie, don't ask why. I
take the
know that.
horses,
Okay.
Take the horses, and each one gets a limb.
Temple's
and they go
also
in a
asking this
different-
too.
And they go in a different direction.
Temple's asking why. How'd you know this too? Or he's
Listen,
asking. They're asking why.
I don't even listen. Okay, who's seen like one of those like? Did you know the weird laws in the U.S.
Yeah.
That was one of those fucking laws. That was one of the laws.
Yeah, lizard bits. You're right. Those horses don't need STDs. That's the only issue here.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But you could
I
put a horse
agree,
condom
I
on, right?
agree.
Yeah.
Could you put a horse condom on? Do they make those?
I
Do the
still-
magnums fit?
I still think that
Get a trash bag.
corners just kind of everybody goes in a different direction. Everybody gets to sit on a horse. One's tied to each limb. Or you give her the old Terrifier treatment.
Oh, you're talking about the upside down
The
one?
upside down dangle.
Yeah.
The dangle.
Yeah.
Little bit of that chainsaw.
Yeah, I don't know. I really do think we need to start putting the fear of death in these criminals. Not the fear of God. I'm not about that. I think God's too nice, too forgiving. I think you need to put the fear of just straight up misery, because I feel like there's people out there like Miss Piggy who thinks that they can just get away with it. And what happens? Oh, I just sit in jail and the taxpayers just pay for my food and my shelter now. I think it's time for them to fear.
Or they're gonna like downplay it and try to get out on manslaughter or some bullshit, trying to blame it on Sam when it's not.
No, that's not the case. We know what happened.
Yeah.
I think we've kind of cracked a little bit of the code.
Well, hopefully the jurors don't fall for any malarkey.
Yeah, I agree. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some dumbass behind a microphone. I don't know any better. What do I know? I don't know shit. Don't listen to me. You know, what the fuck do I know?
You're just a bully.
Yeah. Alicia says yes. I heard that women's prisons in New York are more than welcome to welcome Miss Piggy. So that's more reassuring. She won't be leaving her cell. Yeah, I would hope so.
They got a code, so
Yeah.
don't fuck with that code.
I hope word gets around that she she's not the coolest to kids.
Crisp Lettuce is saying, sending love from the Wild West. Hope y'all are doing well. Thank you, Crisp Lettuce. Are you the Crisp Devil's Lettuce? Is that what you are? But we love you, and thank you for tuning in, and we hope you are well as well. Over in the Wild West. This is the Wild East. Or the Easy East. This is the Easy East because you can easily commit crime and get away with it and continue committing crime as time goes on.
And easily get away with Grand Theft Auto too.
Ah, our boy Count C, baby. Yeah, Crisp Lettuce is Count C. Now, Count C is
Oh, what's up, brother?
Count C is from the ROC. He collaborated on a track with our with friend of the show, Tech9, right? He's friend of the show, and he's also in the realm of wrestling. He likes wrestling.
Oh shit.
We got to do another
A
episode with
wrestling.
him.
Yeah, we got to do.
But like with all the stuff though, right? With all the craziness that we witness in our world, I don't know. I just really want to see things get better. I don't know if it's ever gonna get better, but I think like I know people are like, oh, humanity's getting worse. Has humanity ever been good? Has
No.
humanity
No.
ever been good?
No, if you look through history, there are plenty of fucked up shit.
I mean,
Plenty.
look at the Dark Ages.
Oh
look
my
at the
God.
look at the whole witch hunt thing. Like,
Oh.
let's kill people because
The
they're
Iron
witches.
Maiden, I'll
Pilgrimage.
Just, yeah. Sometimes though, I sometimes wonder if certain execution
Dude.
Not that they need to, we don't need to do like publicly, but maybe a little less humane version might scare some people.
Need something. We need something because right now there's no fear.
Yeah.
There's no
I
fear.
agree.
There's no fear because everybody's just like, yeah, you know what? No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, slavery too. Yeah, no, I
Slavery?
agree too.
What about slavery?
No, we were talking about like all the bad things that humanity has been perfect.
Yes.
And
It's- slavery still
is
goes on.
definitely- yeah.
Slavery's still happening, and it's happening in our own country. Look, you may not consider it slavery, but when you have companies like Apple going overseas to China and having little kids make these iPhones, and then they put up fucking nets because these kids and these other people are jumping off to kill themselves, and they have these safety nets now, like that's a real fucking form of slavery. Let's look at that. Look at what Apple's doing. And then after that, they take these kids and they go, well, you didn't want to make the phones? You see that door over there? That's where you're going to make the foot pussy now. And they send them over there, like we talked about.
The fucking foot pussy.
And now they're working their little fingers to the bone to make a fussy. And you go to Show
leave
World.
It's a fussy.
You go to Show World and there you go. Now you have a fussy.
A fussy.
Yes. But look, dude, in the reality of things though, slavery is still happening.
Yep.
Either it's here in Europe
Oppression.
or I'm sorry, here in America or over in Europe. It doesn't matter. It's still happening, and it feels like the human species never learns their lesson. We keep repeating the same dumb shit that we keep going around and around and around. And I just don't know, man.
In slightly different ways, but yeah.
Slightly different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never always the same, right? I mean, look at Texas Roadhouse. They had a rat holocaust over there. You think they'd learn their lesson over in Henrietta, but nope, they were over there just doing that thing.
I'm not.
You're not gonna eat that?
I'm not going over there for no buttery rolls.
No.
Nope.
Sheila says, Alicia, I hope they give her a warm welcome. I hope they do. Miss Piggy, you know, she's gonna go in there and they're gonna give her a warm welcome. It might be a shaved up toothbrush or something, you know, a little bit pointy. Maybe they'll get one of the fork things out of her face and use that. I don't know, but they'll welcome her. They'll welcome her.
I can't believe that she fucking was worried about keeping her piercings from closing.
Yeah,
Unfucking
crazy.
believable.
It is nuts. It's wild.
Unfucking believable.
But what are you gonna do? You know, you're in prison. There's nothing else you can do. You
Unreal.
gotta salvage the holes, Andrea. You gotta salvage some holes. You gotta plug those holes.
No, you're about to go in for life. You might as well let them close up.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It's time to let them go.
Let them go.
I don't think you're allowed to have that shit, are you?
What, piercings?
Yeah.
Nah.
Right. So.
Good old sock beating. That's right, Sheila.
Yeah.
Give him the old treatment of the sock beating. Give it to him.
Soap
Give it
on
to
a
her.
rope.
Well, here's the thing, and I know we heard this before, but I know left a comment last time. They think that the women suspects are not going to get it as bad, if not at all, but the guys are going to get it. They all should get something. Don't you think they all should get something?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Temple. She shouldn't have a choice. They should make her. Yeah, take those things out. Why do you allow that? Why the fuck are they allowing her to just continuously
Yeah, I'd be like,
have
fuck
these
you. You know?
piercings?
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Or it doesn't matter what she's trying to use to, like, keep them open. Like, no.
Yeah.
You don't. No.
You hear that?
It's another privilege you don't get.
Do you hear that?
What is it?
All Post Bulletin.
Oh, fuck.
All Post Bulletin, baby.
It's been a while. If you are new to the show, we haven't done this in a while. This is All Post Bulletin. Tonight's not going to be a crazy one. I'm going to try to ease our new listeners into this of what the concept is. But this is where we dive into social media posts. And if you have any out there that you want us to chat on, send them our way. If you find anything on Reddit, X, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, send them our way. We'll discuss it in real time, live on the show. Now, this one is it's tame, okay? Don't worry.
Okay.
It doesn't involve stallion cock
Okay, thank
or
God.
used tampons inserted in someone's mouth.
Oh, Lord.
This is a tame one to
I don't
ease the
believe him.
listeners into
you
back into
believe
the APB. No, it's true. It's true. It's a very true. But this is a conversation I want to have because it's happened to me.
Okay.
It's happened to me. So let's dive into this. I don't understand. I lost my job, and now every single person that works there has acted like I died. The day it happened, I texted one of the maintenance guys that I was fired, and I forgot to tell them he wouldn't be in. Crickets. No, I'm sorry, or nothing. Just texted the other one today, asking him if I could put him down as a reference. Nothing. Have you ever contacted former employees who have been fired? Why or why not? What's your take on this? This is on Threads, by the way. I don't go on there often, but I saw this. What do you think about that?
Like as a boss, or are you talking about like as just a fellow?
I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom.
I think it's as a person that you worked like a coworker.
Oh, a coworker?
Yeah.
So, okay. I'm going to be 150% honest here and say it all depends on the person. If I was friends with, like, if I liked you, I'm going to answer you. If I didn't like you, I'm not answering you. Like,
but-
so.
Yeah, like I've had people in the past I've gotten really good, along with, built that nice rapport. We got along. We were pretty much friends in the workplace, and we, but then you maybe part ways with the company. Maybe you find another job, you quit, maybe, whatever. You get laid off. And then you try to like keep that friendship up, but the person never gets back to you. They never put the time of day in for you. They never respond to you. I mean, what drives somebody to do that? Because I've always tried to keep in contact with people I actually gave a shit about and liked in former places of employment.
Well, obviously, you like them more than they liked you.
And that's fine because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Like, if that's how you're going to play, then you'll never hear from me ever again. That's just the way it is.
See, now the day of thing, that one, the first part of it was a little weird. That is a little weird. Like the fact that unless, like the guy could have said back, oh, okay, thanks. I'll, and then at least he knew that the guy had been fired, so they wouldn't know that he was calling in or whatever.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I just wouldn't take it too much to heart. Like, they must have just thought he was okay, because some people are very like, once they're done working with you, they never talk to you again. Like, there's nobody that I worked at. Well, I see one old manager occasionally out and about socializing from Bath and Body Works that I enjoyed shooting the shit with, but we don't message each other ever. You know what I mean? It's never been a fucking thing. But
Yo, you're on the M-Balm Effect. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Hey, it's Angel.
Angel, what's up? How are you?
I'm good.
Oh my God. So for everybody that doesn't know, Angel's the person that was on the chat on our fan page on Facebook, getting it into with the Toothless Bunch over in Ohio.
Yeah.
So, Angel, I mean, you got put in Facebook jail for this incident. Why the hell did that happen? Did she report you?
She did.
I believe so.
I'm telling you, that was the same day that I kept getting all of the warnings. Remember, I was telling you, and the side, I was like, for some reason, I'm keep getting all these things saying that there's offensive stuff, and I'd like to state for the record that I tried to argue with Facebook. I'm like, that ain't hate speech.
No.
But she obviously had dinged all of Angel's stuff.
Yeah, and Angel, I'm sorry that happened. I wish we had more control over that, honestly, because...
Look, I tried so hard to argue with them. I tried so hard to argue with Facebook, but I have determination, and whenever I'm determined to get a point across, I don't stop. I don't care if it put me in Facebook jail. I sat through it, and I got through it, and that's fine because I have a whole nother Facebook account that I use in the process. So
hell yeah,
I wasn't worried about it.
But they got away with what they said. I don't know how does that work.
Well, that's because we didn't, you know what I mean? Like if I had realized, see at first, so here was my problem was, since neither of us knew how the chat even began to be in the first place, I didn't understand at that point how it was working. And I was absolutely surprised that that like Facebook could even get any warning. Like I was under the impression that when you're in the DMs, you can get as low as you want, and Facebook doesn't get involved. Yeah. So I was confused. I'm like, what are they talking about? And I was thinking it was on the main page, and it was something completely different. So I'm trying to figure out where it's all coming from, and then I realized that it was within the chat, and it's never happened again. So she must have been in the chat specifically, picking out your responses and flagging them to Facebook.
She's mad because she may have got away with it through Facebook, but I have screen recordings of all those voice messages she sent, and I sent them straight to the detective.
Good.
That had contacted me.
Good.
That's on the case, Precious case. So
good.
said she's not going to get away with it for long because the detectives currently, as we speak, searching for her as far as I know.
Good. Because she
to get more
sat there.
information from her. So.
She sent me a message personally saying, and her husband too, saying that they're gonna call the police if we don't stop sharing their photos. Which, by the way, they were in a fucking public forum on Facebook itself, so I don't know why the hell that makes any difference. And the cops would laugh at them anyways. And then the husband Marcus was on YouTube saying, if you don't stop using our photos, we're gonna send a lawsuit against you. And I said, homie, you don't even know what a lawsuit means, let alone be able to pronounce the word properly. And I guarantee that motherfucker can't even afford it, let alone his own teeth. So I'm not worried about it. Go ahead, try. I'd love to see it.
Right.
But like all the shit they were doing to you, they were bullying you, and they're talking about, you're bullying us. Oh, no, you were on our fucking shit bullying Angel.
Prior to that bullying session that they had, or that they thought they had, she had contacted me through Facebook, and she had asked me, she was like, oh, so you're one of Precious's exes? And I was like, yeah, I didn't realize who she was at first.
Right.
And then she wanted to try and tell me that pretty much that her cousin was abused by Precious and this, that, and the third, and trying to she was trying to play both sides.
Yeah.
And then that's when she came out and told me over Messenger that, I support Precious and I don't think what she did was wrong and this, that. And so I said, you know what, anybody that has anything to do with her, I don't want nothing to do with. Block, and I blocked her.
Yeah.
So I think that's why she was targeting me, mainly for the most part, was because we had already had a dispute over Messenger, and she didn't like the fact that she got blocked.
Oh, that's definitely what happened. I guarantee it. She don't like that shit. She wants to block everyone else, but she don't like it when you block her. Wayne County Mugshot says, welcome to my world. Everybody's suing. Worry about your own criminal case first. Yeah, seriously. Wayne County Mugshots, I know that there's been some drama and controversy on that side of things. I've seen some of the stuff that they posted and people trying to identify who's behind that page and all that stuff and threatening the lawsuit. But is there any point in time where she ever threatened you she was going to lawsuit up for you? I know she said something about calling the cops and sending this into detectives and that shit, but it's just wild to me.
No, not that I can remember. I don't think so. She didn't really have anything to threaten me with in regards to that. I didn't give her enough ammo to threaten me.
Yeah, so it was mostly bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, all you had to do was share a picture of their ugly faces on Facebook or any other social media platform, and they'd go, "I'm gonna sue you."
I would have shared their Facebook profile.
Yeah, basically. I have no problem doing it. I mean, I know that a lot of people have probably already had dinner tonight, and I don't want to ruin their fucking appetite and have them puke all over their phones, but we already know what they look like, and if you want to go on there,
I was gonna say you're not about to pull up any of their tongue pictures, are you?
No.
Dear Lord, y'all, I was trying to eat a snack when you guys threw that in the chat, and I was like, why?
Angel, did you see that one where they have each other's tongues pressing against the other tongue? It's disgusting.
Ew.
And the one guy, the dude there, Mark, it's like, dude, I can't talk anything like this, man. What did he say? You're a buck and bake. When he was talking to Angel on that one recording, you're a buck and bake. What the fuck's that? What's a buck and bake? Y'all just trying to cause trouble over there. Oh,
It kind of like that dude from Family Guy, Herbert the Pervert. I got something over here.
Yes, Angie.
I got some popsicles.
Come get
I got some popsicles over here. Go ahead, come get this.
Dude,
Trying to piss me off.
I look at it like this, though. We've given them open opportunities to call in, right? And they never did. And then
the next day they say we couldn't call in or whatever.
Yeah, the Mark was like, hey, we tried to call in. Y'all didn't answer. You here? And I'm like, no, we would have gotten that. Sorry. Because I'll go back on the thing. Right. Like, I'll go back on the log and look and see if there's any calls, right? And I looked, and there was none of their phone. Like, I would recognize a different number on there.
Kind of sounds like the dude from fucking Swamp People. You know, the
Yes.
I'm gonna make me some gator soup. Yeah, no, that's what he sounds like.
I just,
Trailer Park Boys.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, we did talk about this on the show where we were gonna like instead of Trailer Park Boys, instead of a trailer park, we're gonna do a motel like Patty's Lodge, and we'll all play a character, like and I think somebody should play Miss Piggy, which that should be easy. I mean, you just get plump and then you act like see you next Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's me. I can do that.
Yeah, but you're good-hearted though. Good-hearted while she's
But
bad-hearted.
It should have a theme of like maybe South Park.
Yes.
My mom told me I can hang out with you guys, and then we'll see that influence. But you guys, I'm done.
See you guys, I'm going home. That's probably what she told Brooklyn. Respect my authority. Respect my authority. Sadly, though, that's probably how it went.
Ugh.
It's probably how it went.
Well, speaking of all these things, those recordings that Precious sent to your friend or whatever, where she was talking shit. What the fuck was that? When was that at? When did that happen?
That was after I left New York the first time, because like I said, I went there not once but twice. So after I left New York the first time, I had made a post on Facebook. I don't really remember exactly what the post said, but I know that that's my best friend of 15 years. She had commented on it saying something, and it pissed Precious off because obviously Precious was stalking my pages or something. It pissed her off, and that's when she had messaged her just going off. And everything Precious was saying was a complete lie. Every little last bit of it.
Yeah, almost probably like she was like taking reverse and roles, making you her, almost.
Pretty much. Because she says the fight was over me having to sleep in a chair because of her 3-year-old sleeping in bed. No, the fight was over me being put in a chair, a nasty ass chair at that. Ugh. Because she brought her ex over to sleep in the bed with her.
Yeah, that's
so that's what the fight was over. It wasn't over me not having no cigarettes or anything like that. And for one, I don't smoke cigarettes that much as it is. Yeah. I vape, so get off the gas.
Yeah, exactly. Alicia's asking, is that Dez? No, this is Angel. This is somebody else.
This is another ex.
I'm the very first one that Precious met on TikTok and flew to New York.
Yes. This is the first of many.
First of many. Temple of Jared says, how does the caller know them? I am new. And then said, thanks. Yeah, I mean, every story that you hear from somebody who's either dated her or known her to be in just general in passing or whatever, it never comes out to be a good story. Unless you're the Toothless Wonders in Ohio.
Right.
Then everything's good.
Well, that's because, everything that comes out of Precious' mouth, according to her, is, correct. And, she's just some fantastic person that all her exes are jealous of, which is the absolute stupidest shit I've ever heard of in my entire life.
Now, Angel, I talked to Dez a few weeks back, and there was a huge thing that just stuck to my mind. It's to do with this fridge that everyone's asking about. What's going on? Do you know anything about that fridge that everybo's talking about?
Yes. Look, I don't know what was in that fridge. I did not open it. It was duct tape shut. Like when I say duct tape, they say if you can't duck it, then fuck it. Yeah. No, this fridge is like overly, excessively duct taped shut. And so I never really questioned it or thought anything of it, I never really thought, okay, well, if it's just old food, why not just throw it out and clean the fridge out and use it? And I don't know why my mind did not process at that point in time to think about that.
Yeah.
But it didn't. And it was there, and it sat there in the kitchen in her nasty ass trailer with everything else that was nasty as fuck and just sat there.
Yeah, like that video of the fucking bathroom. Did you see that? That's horrible.
Well, that's why I'm saying.
Oh, God.
I'm not surprised that nobody really overly thought like I would definitely, as brave of a person as I am, I'm sure as hell not going to look in a stinky. Like, I'm a gag person. I can barely open a Tupperware container that's growing some something green.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine if
okay, so look.
Yeah, it's like if I saw a fridge duct tape shop, I'd be like, nope.
Not going near it. Is there any?
Not touching that thing with a 6-foot pole.
I know. Lizard's asking.
When
how
I
he
first
feels
met
is
Precious
okay.
on TikTok,
I'm fine. I'm just a little bit tired. That's all.
Hey, so real quick.
I was
So did you ever have it in your mind where and maybe this is morbid curiosity. Did you ever think to yourself, is there a body in this thing?
no, I did never think of that.
You know
I
what?
never thought of it like that.
Yeah, you know what? It kind of just it did dawn on me like
Well, but if
why
the
it's
whole
all shut off like that. Like
but haven't you ever watched episodes of Hoarders?
Yeah. That's
Oh my
true.
God, some of this stuff, and you know what I mean.
I know, but like to
No,
duct tape
Hoarders
it,
is fucking bad.
but to duct tape it like that, right? And I know what Des was saying was like she got very protective over this fridge. Like, why would you get so protective over something unless you're hiding something?
Well, but how long?
Right.
What was the time period that Des was with her compared to Angel's time period with her? Like Angel, how long were you with her before you were like, I'm out of here?
On and off within the 2 times that I went and came from New York, in between New York and Texas, it was about a 6-month period.
But it wasn't like like you didn't like live with her for like 6 months straight. It was like
No. I didn't stay in the trailer for no longer than maybe a week and a half at a time straight, because I was getting kicked out, and then I would go to DSS and they would put me in a hotel, and then the very first when I first got to New York, I was there for maybe a week and a half when everything was good, and then after that week and a half, she started acting different. Things started changing, and she tried to push me into oncoming traffic.
What?
That's when I called the cops on her. And they ended up taking me to DSS. They helped me apply for food stamps, and my brother got me a plane ticket out for the next day. The hotel that they put me in, I think it was in Canandaigua, but it was over there by, I think it was somewhat by Patty's Lodge, if I'm not mistaken, but it was an all rundown hotel. I had ended up getting sexually assaulted and raped in that hotel that night.
Miami Hotel? Was it Miami Hotel? Because that's right down the road.
It might be. It was right up the street from all those strips of different stores and shit. I don't remember exactly like street names or nothing.
Yeah.
But,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Jesus.
So I ended up leaving. I didn't say nothing to nobody about it. I ended up getting on the plane and leaving and coming home to Texas. And then the investigation for that sexual assault did not start until after I came back to New York the second time. But it was on and off with me being at her place and then a hotel and then back at her place and then a hotel. And it was ridiculous. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So she's got a pattern of doing that just to people.
Yeah, it seems like that's the pattern.
Well, and it's easy to do when somebody else is away from their own environment. It's a lot easier to, get away with that.
Yeah, 100%.
And then, get this, guys, She was, whenever I came back the first time, she was in contact with my father, my other ex that was here in Texas, that was living with my father, and I think one other person. And she was talking about how she was going to move down to Texas and she was going to link up with my dad and she was going to live with my dad. And, oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So her and my ex, they planned something. Her, my ex, and my ex's new girlfriend had planned something and plotted something against me. And I found out that that's the whole reason that she had even wanted me to come back the second time and flew me back out to New York the second time, was because they had a plot against me of some sort. I never found out what that plot was, but they had plotted something against me. And I bailed out before they were able to do what they were planning on doing.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's
scary.
It is scary. I mean, just all the
It's
things
very scary.
all the things I've heard about. Like, I know when Des was talking about that one guy,
Mm-hmm.
I forget his name, but he was like, "Oh, you this, that, and the other," because he was saying that he was Precious's brother or whatever, and I'm gonna do the, kill you or whatever the hell he said. Like, these people are out there. Like, that guy was a pedophile, and he's out there now. Like, he was arrested, he got charged on the sex offender list, and he's out there. Like, what's that guy do? Like, what's he doing right now? You know what I mean? Like, where's he at?
Where is he?
Lizard Bits is asking what kind of plot. Like, she has no idea at all.
How did you?
I had not a clue.
How did you even get wind of it? Did somebody like tell you that they were gonna like you?
He told me. He finally came out and told me after. Because the second time, the only way I was able to get out is I went to DSS and told them that I was unsafe and I needed a bus ticket home.
Yeah. And
so they gave me a voucher because I couldn't leave New York until the investigation for the sexual assault that I had was over. So they housed me until that was over. Well, in the process of me being housed there, I had made a bunch of TikToks, and I have all those TikToks, but at the hotel that I was at. But she had ended up showing up, somehow finding out what hotel I was at, and showing up. And she pushed herself in through the door, grabbed me by my throat, pushed me up against the wall, and told me that if I ever left her, she was going to kill me.
Jesus Christ.
That's when, after that, I had played, I kind of just played it cool with her, and all the way up into the point where the investigation was finally over and I got put on a bus. She was standing at the bus stop with me and watched me get on the Greyhound bus. And as soon as I got on that bus and then doors shut and it started moving, blocked everything. I blocked every account of hers. I blocked everything involving her. Like, I had no choice but to play it cool up until I got on the bus. Or else, I was going to be in some deep shit. So I played it off and told her, I was like, look, I'll be back. Let me just go home, handle what I got to handle, get the rest of my stuff. I even left my school laptop and all the belongings that I had came to New York with. I didn't get. She kept all that. I didn't get. She wouldn't let me leave with none of it.
Oh yeah. That was gonna try to be her collateral to get you to fucking come back.
She probably sold it, right? I'm sure she sold it for some type of bullshit.
I'm not even. I don't even care at this point. I'm just glad that
We're glad you're out of there.
I was able to get on the bus.
Yeah, we're glad you got out of there and got safe. Because that's fucking.
Yeah, because it obviously looks like he heading down a different path.
Yeah, not a good one.
When I met her on TikTok, I didn't think nothing of it. I guess I was in a more of a vulnerable state because I was going through some shit back here at home at the time. And, she started doing duets with me. And so
Oh, I think you cut out.
Oh no. She got cut off. Oh man. I hope she calls back in.
Yeah.
Dude, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is the same thing with Des. Same thing.
Yeah, well,
all the crazy shit that's happened.
Sometimes women get away with shit longer because people don't think women are capable, or as capable to do these kind. But obviously, she's no differently abusive than anybody else.
Yeah, no, she's the epitome of abusive.
Yeah.
This is like one of those. This is those cases
to
like
all
this.
Spouses.
Yeah, this is those cases where like people they'll downplay what a woman can do, and she took advantage of that. And she is proving time and time again that it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Human beings have the ability to be sadistic and absolutely abusive. And she did a fucking good job at being all of those. It's fucking terrible. Austin, you good, man?
Yeah, I'm just mad tired.
I know. I could tell.
I'm like slowly falling asleep here.
I'm going to see if I can call her back real quick and see if we can finish the conversation. Oh, I think are you there? Uh-oh. I'm going to try calling back. It looked like she was calling back, but I could be wrong.
Hello?
Hey, there you are. Sorry you got cut off there. I don't know what happened, but
I'm not sure.
But yeah, I mean, from all the things that you said, it's very much alike from what Des was telling me a few weeks ago. Just and just like all the things that was said with Precious and all that stuff on those sound recordings. I mean, I don't know if you heard that episode or listened to those sound recordings, but I mean, I'm sure that's the last. Like those are the last things that Sam heard. Like just that voice.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Condescending. And
Yeah.
Shit talking.
The fucking like the way she just.
Yeah.
The fucking just. You know what I mean? It's
Like
demoralizing.
it's excruciating. Her voice is excruciating.
Yeah. When you hear her voice and just the stuff that she says, nothing. You don't get any good feelings out of that. And then she made that video with Sam, like, oh, he ain't hurt. We ain't abusing him. Like, what a fucking front. What a fake. You looked at that and you were like, you could tell she's a fucking phony.
Yeah.
And that was before I even heard these audio recordings of her. Like, I could just tell she's a fucking fake. She's a fraud.
Yeah.
But, you know, all these things about the U-Hauls and for whatever reason, her obsession with U-Hauls and doing those funny things with those and just, I don't know. Just
I don't even know about the U-Hauls.
Yeah.
I know that I remember when Des was with Precious, because I remember about a year, 6 months to a year after I had finally been gone and back home, I don't remember if it was me or her that reached out to one another, but one of us reached out to one another and we had ended up video chatting, and she was asking me how I was doing, and she was telling me about how she's staying in motels now, and she had already had Des there, and she had already had Brooklyn there also. And her and Brooklyn, it was her, Brooklyn, Des, and then the two kids, I believe, in a hotel room.
Yeah. She's just collecting people.
Yeah. And Lizard Bits makes a good point. So that fridge was there for like at least a year or 2 years to 2 years. I still think that something funny was going on with that fridge. I
wonder if they ever opened it up and found out what was in it.
I like how you said who was in it, because that's where my mind goes. Even when Des was talking to me about this in that episode, I was like, is there anybody that's out there that's missing? Like, you know what I mean?
Anybody in the, because so many people were in and out, it'd be probably hard to tell.
Yeah.
You wonder if there's somebody like in between that hasn't been brought to light yet.
Is she a serial killer? Like, you don't know. You just don't know. And the fact that she had these predatory characteristics of finding people on TikTok and all this other stuff, and like, it just, the whole thing, something just tells me that this is not her first rodeo, and maybe she bit off more than she could chew with all these people involved.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's sad. The whole thing's sad. But we're just glad that we're glad that you and Des got out of this horrible situation. Like,
I'm glad I got out of it, but I wish that it wouldn't have gone as far as it did.
Yeah.
Because I honestly, I do feel like with me being the first one that she met on TikTok that I know of, because before me, she was with Felicia. And Felicia is one of the locals there in New York that she had met, and apparently had known for years before they got together. And so whenever her and Felicia split, that's when she met me on TikTok. And I kind of feel like I was the start of this trend, like her flying me out there. She got an adrenaline rush from it. And she got a kick out of, now I want to meet people on TikTok and bring them out to New York and see how many I can bring out here. You know?
Yeah.
It sucks.
It does suck. It does suck. Like the whole situation sucks. Temple says could be missing from any state by the looks of it.
Yeah, because if she's meeting him on TikTok, it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Like everybody seems to be from different places.
So Lizardbit says the trailer was demoed, so it would have to just been picked up and put into a dumpster. So no, it could be possible that they didn't even open this thing. Yeah. They just dump it right into a fucking dumpster and nobody knows what's inside. Could you imagine though?
That's
if it
crazy.
was, it is crazy. Just think about that. What if it was somebody's body in there? And this was her way of hiding.
Like another hindsight thing.
Yeah. Like what if they came out? Like what if that came out where this is not her first time killing somebody? Like it just sounds like, I don't know, the way she presents herself and all that. It's not like, it doesn't seem like it's the first time for her to do something like this.
It makes me wonder if the detectives or anybody that's listening in or knows what's been going on, because there's been so much talk about this fridge. right? So it makes me wonder if the detectives are going to catch wind of this fridge.
I hope so.
And possibly go looking for it in the field that it may be in.
I hope
and
so.
open it up.
Yeah.
And it unleash a whole nother line of something else.
I hope so, to be honest with you, Angel. I would like to see that. I don't know even if we're like the catalyst to this whole fridge thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I want to see this be put to bed, because if that is the case, then we need justice for the people that she's also killed. If that is the case, I'm not saying it is true or not.
Right.
But Lizard says, was it taped up in a way that had no smell, would be able to escape? Like, was it to the point where you couldn't smell it? Because I think Des said that it did smell.
It was like steam taped, like it was taped.
Taped. Okay. I mean, she was definitely hiding something in there.
She was definitely trying to keep something smells or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Out.
There's something going on with that fridge, and I think there needs to be somebody out there that clues the police or somebody in, because what if that's somebody's body in there? That's what I worry about. Like, what if somebody's out there and nobody knows that this person's missing? Maybe there's somebody missing, like Jared said, somebody out in a different state, and this person's in that fridge this whole time.
You know, the point, it got to the point of, I think she didn't even want the fridge being plugged in, to the point where she cut the cord on the fridge so it couldn't be plugged in. Because, you know, of course, if there was something like that in there and you cut, you don't, if it's not on, it's not going to circulate
smells
that airflow.
Yeah, exactly.
So if it's on, that airflow is not going to come out from the back ass end of the fridge. You're not going to smell nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's just some funny business going on there. That's some really weird shit. And Wayne County Mugshots even is asking, could it have been where she stashed drugs? I mean...
Well, but if it's taped up so much, she'd have to be able to, like, get in and out of it. And I don't think anybody was seeing her getting in and out of it. They were just seeing her, making sure nobody got into it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like this is something that she didn't definitely want ever opened up, ever.
She wanted it permanently sealed, whatever was inside.
Lizard says they would have
I think if she could have had that fridge welded shut, she would have.
Oh, probably. Oh, yeah, definitely. Lizard says they would have to track down the company that did the demo and find the dump where it was taken to. That would be a huge task, next to impossible. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Unless
But
it was when was that done?
I don't know. It was
time ago.
It was done between the time that Des left her and the time that she went to the Patty's Lodge.
Yeah, it's probably long gone now, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. Stephanie thinks it's a baby.
Could be.
Could be. I mean, I don't know.
It's possible.
It is possible. I don't know. The whole story is just crazy. The whole thing is just insane. I don't know.
Very insane.
Alicia says,
I mean, the first few nights after I found out, I couldn't even sleep. I had nightmares.
Oh, I could imagine. You know, something like that is traumatizing. The whole thing's just traumatizing.
Well, and it's almost like you cheated death.
Yeah.
You know, it's close calls. Anytime there's a close call. I once had a car almost got sideswiped by a truck and like missed the front of my car, and I was going like we were on the expressway. I was going like 65, and I was 7 months pregnant with my daughter, and that was one of those moments where a smidge of an inch, and I would have been gone. And man, I had to pull over and cry for like 20 minutes. So I can't imagine hearing info like that about something like that. I probably would have yacked.
Yeah, probably. The whole thing is just I
not just once, but twice.
Yeah,
twice. Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
It was a close call for me twice, and the second time I had to sneak out. Look, I was staying at the trailer before they put me in a hotel during the investigation process of the sexual assault, and I had to sneak out with one folder of paperwork and make her think that I was like, I left while she was asleep. And when she woke up and messaged me asking where I was like, look, this is where I'm at. I'm just doing this. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So I had to make her think that I was out being productive, because she didn't, when I got there, she expected me to know where to apply for jobs at, or know where to, what to do or where to go for help or anything like that. She wasn't willing to help me or even direct me in the right direction of where to go. And so she was like, "Oh, you just want to be a bum?" And I'm not from here. I don't know nobody here. I have no family here. What are you talking about?
Yeah. No, I know. It's crazy. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Trying to gaslight them into fucking just figuring it out so she can start mooching.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible that it could be the baby theory, or it could be the dog, like somebody had just mentioned. She did have a pit bull named Princess. So I don't know. It's very possible, but it's just theories that makes you think, what's in there? Why did she?
There's so many what ifs.
Yeah, I mean, just think about it. Like, you're protective over this thing. Like, why? What are you hiding? What's going on in there? But
yeah.
Angel, thank you for calling in. I actually, I know that we're pretty much running out of time here. I don't want to.
We can do another segment.
I do want to do more conversations with you. I think there's more to talk about, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's keep in touch. Let's maybe shoot for next week or something. And
all right.
I know there's so much more to talk about, but yeah, it's just we're just glad that you're out of there. It's just it sucks. It sucks everyone had to deal with that, and it sucks that Sam couldn't escape and get out while he could, and the whole thing just sucks.
Right. I'll keep updated with the chat, and just let me know what time, when next week, and I'll most definitely give you all a call.
All right.
All right, sounds good. Thank you again, Angel. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good night.
Night.
Good night. Yeah, it's wild, right? Like, Jesus. We've heard two people straight up just same. It's almost to the T.
Yeah.
Like,
there's an
everything.
MO here.
Yes. Jordan says get Austin to bed. Yeah, he needs to go to bed. He's got to go to bed.
I'm fucking tired, man. It's just I'm so done listening to this story. We've talked about this for how long? Oh, it's just so sad. It's really like heartbreaking, and I really hope karma happens to these people, and I'm really sorry for the people that have to deal with this.
Yeah.
I'm just wicked tired to hear and talk about this anymore, honestly.
Well, if you haven't already, go to our Facebook page, share, like, and follow, and hit the good old-fashioned thumb there. Go to our YouTube channel. This is the best way you get us. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. It helps us get the reach that we need to give you what we can give you. And that is the conversations that other people are not giving you. So, and other stuff. And, yeah. We'll be back live next week. Obviously, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And we wish you all the best of the rest of your weekend. Have a great rest of your weekend. This is the M-Balm Effect. Right, Austin?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Bye.
Later.
Well, there goes the neighborhood. It's a good thing no one got seriously hurt.
Oh my God!
Whoops. Spoke too soon. Don't get too wrecked. See you on the next one.
The M-Balm Effect.